I have to tell you, though, that we have a female announcer at the ballpark in San Francisco. Were you aware?
That's right. That's right.
Sherry Davis. Did I ever tell you that? And I went to the game before the strike last year, and it's very strange because she sounds like the phone company lady. It's weird. It's like, the third baseman is number 9, Matt Williams. Please make a note of it. and then if there's a pinch hitter, it's the batter, number 10, Royce Clayton, has been changed.
Oh, that's the best.
I'm an old school guy. I can't handle this.
You like the male announcers,
Big Harry Carey fan. I love it. I love Harry Carey, and I love and I just Harry, of course, did the first baseball game ever played. You guys are aware of that.
Sure.
Yeah, he was the only guy around at that time.
Sure.
To do that game, and it was wonderful. I got an old tape of it, and I listened to it all the time. Hello, fans. This is Harry Carey. Welcome to today's game between the Bethlehem Braves and the Jerusalem Giants. Kind of a sparse crowd here today, as a plague of locusts has made it tough to get out to the ballpark. You can hear the vendors, hey, manna, get your manna. Who wants bread from heaven? It's hot. It's fresh. It just fell. Hot manna here. Penance, our fathers, Hail Marys. Can't get absolution without an act of contrition. Who wants a rosary here? Water. Uh-oh. Wine. Who wants wine now? Peter looks into Jesus for the sign. Jesus gives him the sign. Holy cow! Peter denies it. He gives it to him again. He denies it again. Once more. That's 3 times, and Jesus is out to give Peter a sermon on the Mount. Jesus, of course, the big hero in yesterday's game, came up in the bottom of the 9th with the Braves down 3-0 and hit a bases-empty grand slam. Fans, we haven't had a miracle like that since we had fishes and loaves night here. I had a chance to talk with the Savior after the game, and this is what he had to say. Well, Harry, the ball was on the outside part of the play. I was not time to make contact. First of all, I want to thank my father for loading the bases. Muchas gracias, señor. And also the Holy Ghost for bringing up the double play. Back to live action. Lazarus up to the plate now. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Lazarus up to the plate now. Here's the pitch. Oh, no, he's hit. He's hurt. He's down. Holy cow, he's dead. But wait a minute. He gets back up. That's the 6th time this week. That kid can take one for the team. Abraham up to the plate now, probably up here to sacrifice. Infield drawn in for the Patriarch, and now there's some action in the Bethlehem bullpen. I can't quite make out the back of his robe. It is the big number 10, Moses, just called up from the Burning Bush League. Already gaining a reputation for that lightning-fast pickoff move, reminding those runners that thou shalt not steal. Let's give it over to Steve Stone. Thank you, Harry. Fans, you want to be here this Tuesday night when the Braves meet the Calvary Cubs. It's going to be Nabisco Communion Wafer Day here at the ballpark. All fans 33 and under get a free Eucharist signed by the Savior himself. Fans, Nabisco Communion Wafers go down smooth. Won't stick to the roof of your mouth like those cheap imitation sacraments. Sure, they cost a little more, but when it comes to your eternal salvation, isn't it worth that extra buck in the collection plate? Remember, fans, the next time you go to the rail for that body and blood, ask for the host with the most. Ask for Nabisco. Thanks, Steve. Here's some scores now from around the league. A big upset. David 1, Goliath nothing. Ends a long win streak for the big guy. Oh, no. Job is on the 15-day disabled list with a bad case of leprosy. Pulled a hamstring. Pulled it right off. The Angels have sent Lucifer down. That's a shame. When that fellow was in his prime, he could throw some heat. This year his earned run average has ballooned to a hefty 6. And here's the partial score. Sodom and Gomorrah still tied at 69.
Hello and good morning and welcome. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Let's hear those feet hit the floor. Bob and Tom. Rise and shine. This is where you tell me to shut the hell up.
Oh, I'm enjoying this.
Oh, okay. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi, chick.
What is that, houndstooth? You got houndstooth over there? Got houndstooth? Crosshatch? Tweed?
No,
What is it, tweed?
It's a shirt.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick's there.
Ace Cosby's here.
Howdy.
I'm Chick McGee and Willie.
Yeah.
Not being detained by authorities in Denver, but he was having a swell time if his Instagram is any indication.
Boy, that's the truth.
Once again, he was.
Thanks, Pops.
The dream has passed away. Miami Heat lose last night. The Nuggets win the
I
championship.
don't think he realizes it yet.
He was. It was interesting because he lived in Colorado for a long time, so he's kind of a Nuggets fan. But he had placed a $40 bet on the Heat a long time ago, and had they won the NBA championship, it would have meant $4,000 in cash. So he's out the 4K.
And so are you for the trip.
So wait a second. Yeah, so he doesn't. So he's out $40. I'm out for it. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
this didn't work. But he's going to be checking in with us this
Oh, we
morning.
had such a great time. It was cute.
From Colorado, should he awaken. At some point.
Nuggets win, and they had the obligatory celebration in the locker room. And have you noticed that the players, whatever sport it is, they all wear ski goggles now to keep the champagne out of their eyes, I
That makes
guess,
sense.
or whatever.
Yeah, but it's kind of
Yeah,
takes
it's
some of the
not-
spontaneity out of it.
Yeah, it's not men celebrating. You don't
No,
care what
no,
you get in
those-
your eyes. You could get urine,
Really?
alcohol, semen. It doesn't matter. You just go ahead and party.
Yeah, you live with a conjunctivitis the
That's right.
next week or so.
What?
Yeah. Do they still break champagne bottles on the bows of huge ships when they?
I hope so. They do. You don't want to break that.
I mean, do they have someone down below collecting the glass so it doesn't pollute the bottom?
Oh, you mean in steerage?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
glass in the ocean is I mean, sand. Is,
that's okay.
He'll get worn down
and
eventually.
that sea glass is
Sand is just very broken glass.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
That's good
just
to know.
throw all that trash in the ocean, right? There's plenty of room.
Coming up, John Feinstein, the very fine sports writer, will be our guest. He is the author of, among other things, A Good Walk Spoiled and Season on the Brink, many other books about sports. He's
Books
got
with
one about
words.
David Faraday, Books with Words. And we'll talk to him about that. And I'm sure he'll have some feelings about the Live Golf PGA merger. Also, special surprise guest. Did you see in the list too?
I did see that.
It's very exciting.
It's the reason we started with the first baseball game. We are going to have former Major League pitcher Drew Storen as our guest, and he has something really interesting and unusual that he is doing.
Great.
Really unusual.
Yep.
It somehow involves bourbon and a legend in the world of baseball.
Okay.
So we'll see how those two tie together. Just a fascinating thing that he's doing. I certainly look forward to talking to him. But that was the reason we played the classic from comedian Dan St. Paul.
And I'm going to talk to Drew about this kid for Tennessee, Ben Joyce. He just threw a fastball 105.5 miles an hour the other day. So
Was it a strike?
Evidently, the guy swung at it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? That was the problem. A lot of people online are saying, well, all that speed and no control, it's just worthless. But he was like, I don't know, 2 inches out of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's amazing.
105. Well, that was a strike. I'm going to watch the game. You go ahead.
Do you have to start your swing before the windup?
You know me. There's a documentary called Fastball, and it's evidently Nolan Ryan threw the fastest ball ever. They went back with a radar gun and recalibrated and told me how much a dollar was worth back then.
Right.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean.
Very handy.
Yeah, like 130 miles an hour or some crazy thing is what they came back with.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's insane.
Well, we'll look forward to talking a little bit of baseball and other delights today. We have some unusual things in the news. As usual, there's always something weird. We have discovered a new place.
Oh.
I'm very excited about this. As a chick, you will be delighted.
Is it, can we call it the place to be? Can we call it that?
Yeah, don't give it away.
I'm not.
Don't give it away. It's
Let Tom do that.
No, I won't. It's almost too close to a joke, but it's true.
Okay.
This happens a lot on this show.
Yeah, well, you wait till you hear the name of this place. We also have a poison ivy update.
Oh, right on the heels of
yesterday.
Greg Warren, yeah.
Yesterday we had a big thing about poisoning. We've got vampire graves in the news.
Vampire grave.
Are you familiar with a vampire grave, Josh?
Vampire graves.
Well, I mean, what do you mean exactly?
The procedure that was done in certain cultures.
Sometimes they were decapitated.
Yep. That's the one.
Wow.
But they would dig them up after they buried them and go back and decapitate them. It's really weird.
Yikes.
We got a little bit of news about that.
Hey, by the way, if you haven't watched Dracula on Netflix, the updated version from the Sherlock boys who brought you Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman as Sherlock and Watson. It's called Dracula, and Dracula is Clay Bangs. Clay Bangs, he's great.
Oh,
you need to watch that.
This is a newer version of Dracula?
It's a newer version, yeah.
Okay.
It's really great.
Okay, I can't keep track. All right. And then we have an update on sex and sleeping pills, which is better.
Oh, all right.
Right now, speaking of sleeping, science shows us that quality sleep improves your health, of course. Mental health, emotional, physical, relationships, the whole deal. You got to get a great night's sleep. Hence, my love of the Sleep Number bed. Sleep Number came up with an idea a long time ago called adjustable firmness. So this way you can adjust the firmness of your mattress at the touch of a button. Then they had an even better idea. What if either side of the bed has its own adjustable firmness, keeping everybody happy? It's a simple idea, perfectly executed by the people at Sleep Number. They say level up to the Sleep Number bed, and right now the famous Sleep Number Queen C2 smart bed is just $899. That is a $200 savings. There's also some special financing from Sleep Number available for a limited time, subject to credit approval. See the store for all the details, and go to the Sleep Number store and check out the Sleep Number bed. SleepNumber.com/BT show will help you pick out the Sleep Number bed that you like. And by the way, they have a whole bunch of other tricks. These beds will help you find the ideal comfort level. And I know a lot of us right now would like to be snuggled up in our Sleep Number bed. Maybe the windows open, some summer breezes.
Would you be my big spoon, Tom?
You know something, right now I'm so tired I would.
All right.
You're warmed up.
Nice.
Got stopped by the police last night.
Is that right? Well, hang on to it. I love it.
We'll be back with that.
It was a friendly stop.
You went through a light.
No, I was walking my dogs.
Oh.
It's about time. It's about time someone said, hey, come on. You just got
out of the road.
Weirdo.
My friendly cop, PJ, gave me one of those vests that has the blinking lights.
PJ's a cop now?
It's a different PJ.
Oh, my God.
So I've got one of those vests. It rechargeable batteries. It flickers. And
Yeah, the Tron guy. I see him every day. Runs by my house.
I'm the new Tron guy.
Yes.
Yeah. He says, we don't want you to get hit by a car.
How about that?
Oh, thank you very much.
Must not have recognized
That or they're going to aim for it. I don't know.
Makes you easier to hit, yeah.
Also, coming up in the news, Chris, do you want to give me one teaser over there?
One teaser. Let's take a look. Well, we talked about the world's deepest hotel.
Deepest hotel.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the
would you go?
world's deepest hole.
That's a hole.
That's a deep hole. My God.
Is Isadora in yet? We'll be right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
All day, all night. Race fans, it's May, and you're out at the track. You're hot and thirsty. If you don't get some relief quick, just like those Indy cars, your body's gonna overheat. That's why you need the cool, refreshing blast of Body Fuel. It's like an overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. Just one drink and you'll be refueled and ready for anything your busy lifestyle demands. Excuse me, sir. You look hot and thirsty.
Boy, I sure am. I got my 2 kids with me, and I forgot the cooler in the car. God, it's got to be 100 degrees out here. I could sure go for a cold drink of water.
Water? You don't want water. You want something that'll replenish all the fluids you've lost. You need the overhaul for your body in a 12-ounce can. You need Body Fuel.
Body Fuel? I never heard of it.
That's because it's new. Here, try it, sweet.
Jesus! This tastes like motor oil.
Well, there is some motor oil in there. There's some transmission fluid, gasoline, and even a little engine coolant.
Engine coolant? Hey, I can't see.
Well, of course you can't see. That's the power of Body on your system, making it just like brand new. What do you think of Body Fuel?
Are you trying to kill me? Hey, what's that fizzing noise?
That's a little battery amp. Sure, it'll keep your body running smooth and efficient. How do you like the sporty racing look of the package?
I can't see it. I can't see anything.
Well, it's very sporty. Don't worry, preliminary testing shows that the blindness is only a temporary side effect. Anyway, how about that refreshing, cool, clear taste?
Come here. I'm going to sue you bastards. Come here. Where are you? I can't see anything.
Body Fuel. When you're so thirsty you could die, try one of Body Fuel's 3 delicious flavors: original lemon lime, iced tea, or diesel.
I can't feel my tongue. My gums are bleeding. My gums are bleeding.
Body Fuel from the people who brought you Thirspiration Plus. It's the health drink for those on the run. Go out and pick up some Body Fuel today at a supermarket or auto parts store near you.
Come here, you son of a bitch.
Most romantic way possible. The bouquet of lovely fresh flowers says, "Let's do it," and my loins ache. Your wedding vows didn't include a vow of chastity, but you're not going to see any action unless you act now. So pick up the phone and order the "I know I'm not going to get any for a month unless I send you some flowers" bouquet right now. That's the "I know I'm not going to get any for a month unless I order you some flowers" bouquet. With one phone call, you can cover your ass and get some ass. It's a win-win. Call now, because when Cupid shoots his arrow on February 14th, you won't be shooting anything unless you get her some flowers.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
As I continue to work, with these people, and certain occasions will come up, like Shatner, of course, I've been doing for many, many years, and so now there's another level of our relationship where he's invited me to his home for Monday Night Football and that sort of thing, and I'm a huge fan of his. You have to understand. So anything is surreal, but let me tell you,
Monday Night Football.
You haven't
Shatner.
You haven't lived till you've seen William Shatner staring at the TV screen in the crunch of a Monday Night Football moment and see Captain Kirk say, "Stick 'em." It really is a surreal moment.
Oh, man. Comedian Greg Hahn is here with us.
I used to date a girl 13 years younger than me. They chew a lot of gum. You know what I mean? They do a lot of young girl stuff. It's kind of annoying. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be driving along, they'll see a car with a headlight out, and they'll do that padiddle thing. Padiddle! Padiddle! What? What's going on? It's a padiddle! It's a padiddle! Well, you go over railroad tracks, her feet would come off the floorboard, some superstitious thing like that. You know what I mean? Wow. Or as we'd see a VW Bug, she'd punch me in the shoulder. Punch Buggy! Whatever! Punch Buggy! Sometimes we see like a VW Bug with its headlight out while we're going over railroad tracks. All hell's breaking loose up there. Spinning around, crashing my window, breaking everything. Whatever! You ever been on a date where after a couple hours you find it nearly impossible not to say, "Somebody kill me"?
Stocky Economopoulos is our guest.
A Maryland burglar broke into a house, robbed a couple at gunpoint, and then forced them to play their piano so he could sing along. He was arrested for armed robbery, wanton endangerment, and aggravated karaoke. Jennifer Love Hewitt says she actually enjoys looking at her breasts on the internet. Well, then I should call her. Apparently, we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The National Museum of the Native American Indian is open in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, they now have to move it to Oklahoma to make room for the Christopher Columbus Museum.
Hi, this is Augie Smith.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chickster.
Hey, there's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold on assignment in Denver, Colorado. Not enjoying the outcome of the NBA championship last night. I'm sure the Nuggets win. And their first NBA championship.
How about that?
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
It had to be fun being there with the home crowd, though.
I bet, yeah.
And he has spent a great deal of time. He went to college in Boulder, so I think it has a little bit of, how did Al Jackson put it? Even though that's not his home team, it's like
Your stepson or
rooting
something.
for your
Yeah.
stepson. At the,
Mork and Mindy also from Boulder, right?
Were they?
I think so. Yeah. So, whatever happened to Mindy?
She married,
Pam
what's
Dauber,
his face?
the handsome dude.
Harmon.
Mark Harmon.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, how nice.
They're in a swingers club.
I doubt that very much. Artie answered one of the questions today.
Huh?
You pointed out that during these post-game celebrations now, the players put on goggles.
Right. Ski goggles. I guess they're ski goggles. They look like ski goggles.
So the champagne doesn't get in their eyes, I guess.
Right.
And I can't see Babe Ruth doing that.
Well, I don't think they'd invented ski goggles when Babe.
Surely they had those sidecar goggles.
Sure, yeah, no, but I mean the Babe. Well, he's going to be there. What would be helmet free, if you will, just in the wind as the champagne flies.
There's this really cool series on Smithsonian.
Oh, sure.
It's called America in Color, and they colorized all these newsreels from the 20s and 30s. So their thing is for the first time in color, and Babe Ruth hits a home run during a game, and he waddles on over to Mrs. Ruth, who's they described as a power couple back then.
Oh.
And he goes, what do you think of that, darling? Let me see if I can work you up another. It's pretty funny.
I asked the question, do they, since they're doing safety, do they do anything with when they crack a champagne bottle to christen a ship? Mm-hmm. And apparently, yep, they, according to Don, they wrap the champagne in a special mesh net.
Ah, that makes
to
sense.
keep the glass from falling.
Gotcha.
Does the person doing the breaking of the champagne bottle also wear goggles?
Well, if it's in a mesh net, it wouldn't.
Okay, I'm just wondering. It just seems like.
Oh, you mean it's spray back?
It's easy to grin when your ship comes in.
You've got the stock market beat.
Well, the man worthwhile is the man who can smile
What is this?
when his shorts are too tight in the seat. Okay.
Even I knew this.
Do the honors, Pookie.
It's Caddyshack.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Hi, Chrissy. Look for me, darling.
Yes.
Well, we'll be hearing from Willie and see how the celebration was in Denver. This is assuming he can wake up following all the celebratory activities. Also coming up, Drew Storen, former Major League Baseball pitcher, who's got a really interesting thing that he's doing involving sort of the heritage of baseball, the myth, the legend, and alcohol.
How about that?
What that is. Writer John Feinstein will be our guest, but right now, what do you
Good morning. Is an email. Good morning. Over the weekend, I took my little girls. This is from Clint. I took my girls to the Soapbox Derby tournament.
Cool.
And he says it was in St. John's, Michigan. Tom, just for you. It was really
where the wort comes from.
Just north of Lansing.
Yeah, just north of Lansing. Michigan.
Yeah.
Fabulous state. Something I've always wanted to see and did not disappoint. Kids get up to 25 miles an hour near the finish line.
Gosh.
He says, good, clean American fun. Did any of you guys ever compete? I did not.
No.
Despite the fact I could have driven to Akron. I didn't.
Soapbox Derby, like they're actually in the car, or they just make little cars?
That's the Pinewood Derby. They're two
Pinewood
different
Derby is the
things.
little teensy ones with the Boy Scouts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was in the Pinewood Derby.
Yes, I was out in the first round.
That's all the disgruntled engineers and flight tech fathers.
You've got guys whose dads
Wind tunnel tests.
they've just come from the Boeing factory and they've got some spray can with a secret lubrication that's only being used in the internal aspects of a jet engine, spraying the wheels, balancing the weight.
That's how I played with mercury for the first time. My dad brought mercury home to use as weight in the car, so it would slosh to the front and give it a goose.
Really?
That was
Ballast.
the idea. I lost my first race.
I'm glad the soapbox derby's still going on.
I had no idea they were different.
The soapbox derby, you can actually get in it and drive it.
Okay. Whoa.
The Little Rascals movie, they did this.
Yeah, they had a really
Little Rascals had all the kids had cars, didn't they? And they worked, and then they have toll bridges and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna shut up. It's not like a motor on it. It's a,
no.
It's just a glider.
Gravity.
Yeah. No. It has a motor. They have a pit crew and the whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, he says he introduced the girl who's going to sing the national anthem before the start of the race. He said that she sings better than Ella Fitzgerald.
Whoa.
Wow.
Which made me think of Pat Godwin.
Oh, boy.
I hate you right now.
Oh,
we're not doing it.
Yes, we are. We have to. I'm so excited.
Jesus, Nelly. Oh, my goodness.
It's a request. But while you get ready, Pat.
All righty.
Mike Breen announced the Nuggets winning the championship last night, the NBA championship. And here's a compilation of, listen closely, these announcers misspeaking. Are you ready, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls. Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox.
Yeah, and somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game, too. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Diggs gets a much-needed blow.
He's a thick, wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
That's right.
Whoa.
Delivers it really well.
There's a guy coming right in your face.
Right in your face.
You got to wear those goggles, Christy.
Yeah.
You might
what was that, a compilation of?
Announcers just having a day at the broadcast.
Has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
So there you go.
It's
there you go.
It is so hard doing play-by-play. By the way, we have fun with these people, but I could never do it.
Especially now with
everything you say, some jackass with a keyboard is
social media
criticizing. I can't believe it.
It's another thing.
A guy works 50 hours on the air, and in 3 seconds his career is over. It's not fair. Now, you mentioned Ella Fitzgerald, of course.
Yes, Ella Fitzgerald.
A distinguished singer.
Amazing.
I have some incredibly obscure Ella Fitzgerald trivia, if you'd like.
Was she a free throw shooter? Great at horseshoes? Something like that. Right?
This is
paint with her feet?
Really obscure.
Ella Fitzgerald painted with her feet.
I had no idea.
Do you know the great song Compared to What?
No, Peggy Lee.
No.
Did Ella sing that?
No, but
a version of it?
Are you aware of it?
It's wonderful.
Monterey.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think it's in the. I think it's in Casino, the movie. I think is that.
Gosh darn it! That's kind of how it opens. Or the first kind of the first.
Well, I'll tell you the Ella Fitzgerald trivia after. I'll play the song a little bit for you. But
I don't
Pat,
know
go
that.
ahead. No, this is your tribute to Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, the late great Gordon Lightfoot, of course, had an early version before he nailed the big hit song.
Oh, is that right?
A couple of tries he had. It sits down below like the ship we all know, the rectum of Ella Fitzgerald. She'd scat when she sang and her bottom would bang, a disaster when the winds would come early. The Fitzgerald family emailed me, said stop singing about poor Ella's rectum. They complained and they cussed. I threw Tom under the bus and said I write him. It's Tom who corrects him. doctor had said would always turn his head when performing her colon procedure. There's polyps in corn, Louis Armstrong's horn, the rectum of Ella Fitzgerald.
I'm glad this brings you so much joy.
It's so funny. Pat, have you ever heard this? Give me a second.
I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either, Pat. Pat and I are on the same page today.
I'm
listening to this album.
You guys are in the dark over there. Man.
This is,
This is
live at the Montreux Jazz Festival.
Great song.
It's Eddie Harris and Les McCann.
Oh, Les.
You never heard this, Christian?
No.
It's
a great song.
It's really, really terrific.
Why did we bring this up?
Well, I'm going to tell you in just a second. Let me get ahead here. This is such a great song. If you've never had a chance to listen
Are
to
there
it.
lyrics?
Yeah, it's coming up.
She's got a lot of questions this morning.
No, it's perfectly great.
Is that a keyboard? Is that a piano? What are they playing there?
This is live in front of a big crowd.
Got a good groove.
At the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland.
Put this on your way home. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Now, this is probably the longest I've ever spent trying to get to a really obscure trivia point.
Key change.
Hear that saxophone?
It's got a while yet, dude.
Okay, let's jump ahead.
The love hanging on, we push and shove. Possession is the motivation that is hanging up. The goddamn nation looks like they always end up in a rut. Everybody now trying to make it real compared to what?
It's just great. But there's a really cool solo in there, and it's followed by this massive applause. But the applause aren't for the solo. The applause took place because as this was being recorded, Ella Fitzgerald walked into the theater and everyone saw her.
No.
Yeah.
Well, don't tell the guy playing the solo that.
Oh, it's over. It's too late.
Oh.
That's a nice bit of trivia.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Kinda sad
I don't
for
know
that
why
guy.
I know that, but I've been to Montreux. It's incredibly cool.
Didn't you pick a dog up there for your sister or something?
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Milan.
That was
I'm
Milan.
sorry.
Yo,
It was
you'd
a
love
cat,
it, though. I mean,
Fluff and Puff.
Yeah. Sitting there looking at the mountains, and there's palm trees right there. It's incredible. But
Yeah, they had the Montreux Pop Festival, wasn't it?
Did I say Montreux? Sorry.
It's a
compared to
jazz
what is the song Les McCann and Eddie Harris, Christy. Listen to it on the way home.
All right,
you really
I will.
like it. Trying to make it real compared to what? Classic song. Thank you for the suggestion of getting to Ella Fitzgerald, St. John's, Michigan.
Yes, St. John's, Michigan. Last night, the NBA championship won by the Denver Nuggets for the first time ever. Now, listen to this. You tell me if this gentleman who composed this is not a frustrated writer.
Okay.
All right.
Confetti flying in Denver. The Nuggets sharing hugs while passing around the NBA championship trophy. Scenes that for decades seemed impossible finally turned into reality for the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
I thought it was a haiku there for a minute.
Denver outlasted the Heat 94-89 in an ugly, frantic, fantastic Game 5. And you know who the MVP was, Tom? It's Nikola Jokic. Who else would it be?
Nikola.
That's exactly right, yeah. Only they call it the mop, most outstanding player. I know you like that. Yeah. And
A mop is associated with cleaning up vomit. Go with MVP. I'm so sick of them changing it. The UFOs are no longer
What's wrong with
UFOs.
MVP, by the way?
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. Except everyone's valuable.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, then how's outstanding?
That's right.
Better. Everybody's outstanding.
Yeah.
He was outstanding, but everyone's valuable. That's exactly right.
But he's the most valuable. Can't we stick with anything?
As a matter of fact,
the
are you
UFO
ready?
thing really pisses me off. What are they
Here's-
calling him now?
I don't remember.
STPs or MOV?
No.
IFBs.
And then
or
STDs are no longer STDs. Now they're UFOs. Or what is it? again?
UTI? No, not UTIs.
STIs.
STIs.
No wonder no one can keep track. They keep
Jokic,
getting syphilis. They can't. They keep changing the names of everything.
Oh, syphilis will kill you. You leave it untreated.
Yeah. Josh, can you spell gonorrhea?
I can't.
I was hoping you could.
GONOH.
It would have been much funnier if you'd shake. It would have been funny if you'd gone like this. Taking a bottle of pills. Let me see. GH.
That would have been funny. Yeah,
So
next
now
time,
you
just
have-
give me the script.
Now you got it.
Oh, no.
Way to go.
What did I tell you when I walked in this morning?
I know. I'm not
What'd
texting
you
you
say?
guys again tomorrow. I'm not
telling you.
Here's a list.
I want to hear compared to what again?
Here's a list of everybody in the NBA history who led in the playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists. You want to hear the list?
It's one guy.
Nikola Jokic. That's it. That's the list. He's the first ever. So
Wow.
And of course, talk about a perfect name for a city. In Serbia, there's a city called Sombor.
Sombor.
Sombor, Sombor, Serbia. It was barely dawn when Jokic's hardcore fans in the Serbian hometown of Sombor chanted in their broken English, MVP, MVP.
Did it say chanted in their broken English?
I added that.
Was it M-O-P?
M-O-P. Maybe it's not there yet. Maybe they don't.
They stick with the MVP like an American should or a Serbian.
That's exactly right. More sports coming up.
Okay, well, we'll certainly look forward to that.
And, of course, we might revisit.
I've been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Yeah, right here. These balls.
And a really cool update on the Planters Nutmobile.
Mm-hmm.
Planters ain't got nuts like these.
The Nutmobile, by the way.
The Nutmobile.
The Nutmobile, I will tell you something interesting about the Nutmobile.
Ella Fitzgerald used to drive it.
It has been.
Am I close?
It has been around longer than the Wienermobile.
No kidding.
Whoa.
That's right.
I don't know why I saw this picture, but there were like 6 Wienermobiles. One right behind the other. They were going somewhere. I don't know if it was like a factory that makes the Wienermobiles.
It was like a convoy of...
Yeah, and they were like getting repaired. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
It must be. There can't be more than 6, right?
How far are we from the electric Wienermobile?
Oh, that's
boy, probably not too
That'd
far.
be a smart move for publicity.
Or the hydrogen Wienermobile.
Hydrogen.
Or the solar Wienermobile. It's alternative energies. Wind-powered Wienermobile.
The solar Wienermobile. It can go 30 feet on a charge. We'll hear about all these things coming up. But right now, I want to remind you, let's see, Monday, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
That means that Sunday is
Father's Day, the
which
18th.
means you talk about the clock ticking. You can get this done, ladies. You can get this done, fellas. I'm talking about Father's Day, the one thing that you can get with a quick few buttons on your phone. I'm talking Omaha Steaks. That's right. Steaks delivered with your phone. Tell me more, Josh.
I'm happy to. Go get Dad what he really wants. Go to omahasteaks.com. Perfectly aged, always tender, guaranteed delicious. And thankfully, Omaha Steaks has these Father's Day experts. They know, then they've made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected packages. omahasteaks.com. Make sure you use promo code BTS at checkout. That's going to get you $30 off your qualifying order. Packages may include those wonderful fork-tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignons, air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, ultra-juicy burgers, jumbo franks, so many more favorites. Whether he's your father, a father-in-law, or father figure, he's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him most. It's your turn. This Father's Day, show him the love with the only gift as unforgettable as he, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Man, we had some burgers last week that were just terrific. Those things really do cook up perfectly. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make Dad's day. Because, look, if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak. That's omahasteaks.com. Code BTS at checkout.
And I'd like to create a song for the Omaha Steaks people.
Oh.
Don't forget the lasagna. They have delicious lasagna. Omaha Steaks.
You're back on the coffee, aren't you?
Sorry.
Don't get any anya.
Definitely back.
I applaud your effort.
No, Josh pointed out it should be called Omaha Lasagna. We also have steaks. It is very, very good. We're coming right back, and we'll try to get the show on the tracks. I can't guarantee it's going to happen. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888
Yes.
What do you
well,
got
you know,
over there?
I tell you, it's here's the thing. It turns out these big old studios and streaming services have decided they don't want to pay their people that have made them so much money.
Oh boy, here comes the whining.
And so, shut your mouth. You shut your dirty mouth. One of these days, you might write a screenplay. We're doing this for you. But anyway, we've had it, and we're not going to take it anymore because, I mean, otherwise, what are you guys going to do when you get off work? What do? You go home and you stream all this stuff, right? So you can see us beautiful actors and writers.
That's right.
But they ain't going to be around until we get a fair deal. So Dino and I wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here you go.
All right.
Oh, my name is Drew Powell. I'm a star in Hollywood. But things are dark in Tinseltown, and it ain't looking good. The writers are on strike, trying to get fair pay. Nobody's writing nothing, so I don't know what to say. I got the blues all downtown. I got them writers' strike blues. Yeah. From the top of my head down to the bottom of my socks or feet. See what I need? Actors, we need scripts just like flowers need whatever they need. And I need to get back to work because I got a family to feed. All you networks and studios, sit down and make a deal. Things are gonna get ugly if I have to miss a meal. Lord, I'm down. I'm hungry, guys. I'm hungry. I got them writers' strike blues. Duke, y'all better take a solo, because I'm just about to blow a fuse, you know what I'm saying? You know, I think it's time for Netflix chill. I think Netflix, y'all gotta chill. Come on, Warner Brothers. Help a brother out. Hey, Amazon, it's prime time to make a deal. Pay your fair share. Nice. Yo, Disney, tell Mickey Mouse to slice off a little piece of cheese for these writers. I'm mad, you hear me? Duke, I'm mad. Keep playing the blues, boy. I'm so mad, I'm screaming. All right, here we go. We're going to bring it home now. You ready? But I'm down. I got them writers' strike blues. WGA solidarity, brothers and sisters. United we win. But stay divided and we won't win. See what I'm talking about? I don't understand. I need some help. I got the blues, man. Freaking pay them. Pay the people. I need a job. Power to the people. Let's go.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron Brockovich. Drew Powell, all the way from Hollywood. That's a great song.
Time. Made it. All right. Give me a pen.
This has been Flash Traffic with Carl Lewis.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Boy, better get up, get some exercise.
Comedian Dwight Slade.
I think they're overdoing the IDing for liquor. We ID under 65. Bring your walker.
Yeah.
I got carded the other day, and it's like, look into my eyes. You ever seen a 21-year-old with this much hate and bitterness in their eyes?
Yeah.
Let's not count the birthdays. Let's count the dark angels.
Oh,
The people who think and cluck at the same time.
How does that work?
You ask them a question. You go, hey, are we doing dinner tomorrow? Dinner tomorrow. What are you, an Aborigine? Answer the question. I want to go to dinner. You're hunting for Coke bottles. Let's go.
I don't know how lazy human beings are, but, you know, you got the moving sidewalks at the airports. For me, I thought the whole idea was for us to all move more quickly.
Yeah.
But you get people that just get on them and they just shut down all bodily functions, you know?
Yes.
And I don't understand how people don't know that you're supposed to be on the right. They have stenciled on the moving sidewalk, stand, 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 on the left. Walk, 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 walk. They have pictures of people standing, walking, and I've seen footprints on the thing together and apart.
Yeah.
And you still have people just on that left handrail. It's fun to fly. You got to watch those people closely because they're the ones at the end of the moving sidewalk. They're the ones that get all flustered.
The Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
You might as well shoot me when the beer runs out.
Bob and Tom.
It's going to be yes, sirree.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. Willie G in Denver for the NBA championship game. And we'll be checking in with Willie, we hope. Also coming up, former baseball pitcher Drew Storen. And we're going to talk with Drew about something very weird that he's doing, really cool, involving the heritage of baseball. It's really obscure. Very, very pleased with this. And John Feinstein, the great sports writer, will be our guest. Yeah, yes, you're shaking your head.
Denver Nuggets win the NBA championship last night, and here's what it sounded like.
Rebound called on Pope. They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out.
It was in Denver, by the way.
At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Yay! Actually, they heard saw Ella Fitzgerald walk in.
Is that what happened?
Isn't that
nice callback?
If you're just joining us, a great callback. If you're just joining us, you have no idea what just happened.
No. Right.
Well, okay.
Thanks for
that
drawing attention to that.
It shows you shouldn't miss a minute of the show.
There you go. Thank you very much.
The leader of a Senate subcommittee, you heard me?
I hate those.
Wants the PGA Tour and Saudi Arabia's Live Golf to present records about negotiations that led to their new agreement and plans
I could tell how the negotiations worked.
Will look like
the Saudis brought in several bales of money and said, see those?
Under the arrangement.
Would you like one of those? How about all of them?
Senator Richard Blumenthal sent letters to PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan. I bet they were on a nice letterhead. And Live CEO Greg Norman spelling out the serious questions regarding the reasons for and terms behind.
And I'm sure his constituents were, please get on this Live Golf thing, will you?
Agreement.
Our town's falling apart. I have no idea where he's from, but yeah, no. Make sure you find out what's happening.
Can you fill those chuck holes in our streets with money?
Yeah.
Potholes, please.
Is Chuck Holes a regional?
Chuck Holes is a negative. Being a Charles, I think.
You don't care for that.
Potholes would be preferred.
I see. Well, chick holes would be very good.
Chick holes.
That sounds like something Donnie Baker would refer to as date.
Chick hole sounds like you're sexing chicken, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where's that chick's hole?
Okay.
And here's something fun from Oakland. Organizers are calling an A's support group a reverse boycott at the Oakland Coliseum. Last night they held it. It was sold out, Tom. They plan to give away T-shirts to the first 7,000 fans to arrive and are hoping to make a statement with the biggest, most spirited crowd of the year for the A's hosting Tampa Bay. So there you go, Tom. What do you think of that? Or is it tonight? It must be tonight.
I was going to say that it's tonight.
The goal is a sellout for the team. They're bright green T-shirts made by a local company, and they read SELL. Sell. A message for owner John Fisher to give up the team to someone who might keep it in Oakland instead of sending it.
They're on kind of a streak right
Las Vegas. They've won, 7 or 8 or something like that.
Oh, it's Moneyball all over again, isn't it?
I've never seen that movie. How is
give it a look, man. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Give it a look.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And finally, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. A Canadian man has discovered the world's tallest poison ivy plant.
Oh, no.
According to Guinness, Robert Fedrock of Flintstones. Bedrock? Flintstones.
Wait a minute.
Flintstones
His
town.
last name is Fedrock?
It's... You know it is. It's Fedrock.
You know, Fedrock.
Of Paris, Ontario, happened upon the 68-foot tall plant in a wooded area on his farm. By comparison, poison ivy typically grows between 1 to 4 feet tall. This one's 68 feet, Tom.
Oh, my gosh.
In the process of digging out and investigating the entire vine, Fedrock did end up getting poison ivy.
Yeah.
I think. On his hands, arms, face, and stomach.
Yikes.
And for some reason, his unit. That's it.
How did his unit get?
I don't know.
We were talking about
wrapped around.
We were talking about poison ivy yesterday.
Yes, we
Yeah.
were. Yes.
One poor guy was using one of those little spinning things with the fishing line. What do you call it?
Spinning.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You hold them over the edger things.
A trimmer?
Yeah, edger trimmer thing.
Yeah.
And he said it got into the
Fishing line.
You know what that is.
It's got the
A trimmer.
Yeah. So he's doing that, and he had like really high shorts on, and he didn't realize it was poison ivy, and then it got all up in his groin.
Oh man!
How's he? He's trimming without pants, obviously.
Probably didn't have any underwear on. I don't know. Sometimes a nice breeze down there. You've got your.
Maybe you farted a hole in it. I don't know.
Okay, well, so this guy's in the record books for the world's tallest poison ivy. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
Well done.
68 feet.
I think you should be honored by the president.
Coming up in the news, Christy Lee, what do you got over there?
We have a very interesting town in Scotland that we're going to talk about.
Don't give it away.
Am I allowed to say this?
Don't give it
It's
away.
a real town. I can't help it.
Okay. We have a 19th century vampire grave found.
My gosh.
Yes. We were just talking about Dracula.
Yeah.
Now we have a real-life vampire, maybe. And a man has been detained for climbing a 72-story skyscraper in Seoul, South Korea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
The human fly.
Real Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You do, don't you? You like the guys with the parachutes that jump off the top, right?
Love that.
Base jumping? Sure. I really do.
That's super cool.
You weirdo.
The guy.
They fall into traffic, cause traffic jams.
We'll find out what happened to the guy. And also, we have an update on sex and the sleeping pill.
Oh.
Not at the same time, by the way. Let's make
Make
that very clear. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Even though we're not.
In the last break, if you were with us, you know that we took a pair of special panties known as the Club Vibe. And these panties have a special vibrating device
Very
that
special.
slips into a pocket in the
front of the
most intimate area. Yes, in the front naughty, I think.
Right,
Is what
the front naughty.
Oh, I like
in
that.
that zone. And Josh put them on, and then Josh, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, not bad.
And the way it worked, there was a button on there's a remote control button, and Sadie and Chick were able to press that button. It also
and you talk into it, the sound activates it.
So as an experiment, we brought Dean, our producer, into the room, who's a very fine guitarist, and Dean happens to have a bass. Try playing a note on the bass, and Christy, see if it vibrates, please.
All right, here we go, and we should come up with a safe word.
No, we should
need me to stop.
Wait a minute. What note are you choosing? Are you a romantic note?
Yeah, because no doesn't mean no. When
No
you have
doesn't-
safe
what
word.
The safe word should
What's
be
your safe word?
chick.
Oh, I think Getty. Getty Lee.
Getty Lee?
Yell for
Getty.
Getty and we'll stop.
Getty, okay.
Chick could be fine. I like that.
And remember, you don't have to listen to the safe word.
So now when he hits the bass,
But
tell
then
me.
that's not safe.
Tell me if it vibrates.
Bad advice, bad
when
advice.
he hits.
We'll start out with it. We'll start out with the G string right here.
Is that vibrating?
Is
it still vibrating?
Oh,
Yes.
Is it indeed the G?
picks up ambient sound from
Okay,
music.
wait a
It's
minute.
not inside. I'm not
Okay,
trying
I
to
know.
G-spot.
I don't know how much longer we can go. Her face is already flush. I don't
Hey, this
think.
is foreplay. That was just a
I don't
foreplay
think-
Yeah.
note.
Dean,
Okay.
do something with kind of a beat to
Well,
it.
let's
so
see if
that-
she can take a low E right here.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Does that change the vibration?
Yeah.
Does
and-
it?
Well, and it's sustaining.
Hey, I'm feeling a little left out over here.
Oh, do you have another
You can't,
pair?
you can't favor women. We do have another pair.
Okay, here's the funny thing. There's kind of a little delay between
When you hit the
when you hit
number?
the chord and then it picks it up.
Anticipation, little anticipation.
We need
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Does it vibrate
You know,
hard?
none of the bass players I ever dated did
Okay,
this.
Tom, look at her face. I mean,
She's getting all red.
Yes.
Do you know the bass line to Whippin' Post?
Okay, that's not funny.
No more news today, you guys.
And I did not. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, now it looks like it's actually painful. Safe word.
Getty Lee!
Okay, there we go.
Oh, he was so sweet. It was our first date, and he went all out. He bought me dinner, he got me drunk, and then I got bald.
Oh, did you ever? It was perfect.
Britney Spears recently shocked the world with her latest fashion statement. A completely shaved head. Now, to commemorate Britney's new look, Bob and Tom Labs is proud to introduce their new perfume, Bald. B-A-L-D. Bald. A fragrance for today's unraveling woman. She's kooky, she's crazy, and she's getting bald.
Tomorrow's my girlfriend's birthday, and she'll definitely be getting bald.
What woman wouldn't love to get bald?
My wife and I are celebrating our 30th anniversary soon. I thought she'd be thrilled when I told her she was gonna get bald, but she just rolled over and went back to sleep.
Okay, almost everybody wants to get bald. Be sure to get some today. Just look for the slick box, and you'll know you're getting bald. B-A-L-D. Bald.
Hey, folks. Boom. It's me. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. That's 24 days and 7 hours. No, 27 days a week and 24 like the show with the guy who whispers all the time and saves the world. And Bob and Tom 24/7. Hey, it won't blow up the world.
It's time once again for people who suck at small talk. Hey, nice weather we're having today, don't you think?
Yeah, it is rather amazing the cyclical manner in which meteorological trends manifest themselves.
Jeez, sorry I asked. Join us again next time for people who suck at small talk.
Are the stars out tonight? I don't care if it's cloudy or bright, 'cause I'm blind.
Jeez. Mike, we don't really know much about you.
I think my favorite show right now is The Osbournes on MTV. I feel that's the greatest. Because I was always a big Ozzy fan, like back in the day or whatever.
Black Sabbath?
Sure, yeah, all the Sabbath albums. But then the show comes out and you see him, when he's, shuffling around and yelling at his kids just like every other dad, well, it's a little different,
Listen, man, Jack, you got to get the trash on the curb by 9 in the morning, man. We'll just sit there, till the next time, the trash people come around. I can't have trash sitting around. He's yelling about trash, man. I can't deal with this,
He's the Prince of Darkness.
I know, yeah. It's like, it's just like, I spent all day cutting out these coupons, man. I'm not spending $5 on, freaking grape nuts,
Ryan, how many lifestyle changes have you gone through?
This year, I've gone through maybe 2 lifestyle changes in the last 5 years.
Well, the first one was?
The first one was starting to eat meat again.
The second one?
Now going away from everything I've ever loved.
And,
everything. Like it's no meat, it's no dairy, it's no alcohol, no caffeine.
You can't pet
a lot
puppies.
of fruits and vegetables, whole food. You're supposed to drink like non-fluoridated water that has minerals added
this
into it.
really sounds
so
dull.
it's no tap water.
It doesn't sound like you're going to make it.
No,
it really doesn't.
Right? It's like you have to you have to find joy in the little things.
But don't you find yourself like say you're on a date and your date is?
I make a date exception.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So
I sure
there
do.
are exceptions
I've had
to
17
all rules.
dates in the last weekend.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold in Denver under a lamppost, I'm hoping. Possibly with a smoldering couch in the background.
Yeah.
He was there last night for the Nuggets win over the Heat. He had Miami gone on to win. He would have won $4,000, is that right? But
on a $40 bet.
They did not, obviously. It's all, it's all over.
Just somehow pointed out to me that somehow I lost $4,000.
Yeah.
I didn't even bet on
We
anything.
both lost $4,000.
Hey, it's your kid, man. It's all right.
It didn't look like he was sitting in the nosebleeds.
Ace?
Well, Ace.
Ace, what was the rule? I point, you talk.
Mr. Gratitude, it's Ace Cosby.
Did you say he was or wasn't?
He was.
He was.
Yeah, he was. He was up there.
It's fun no matter where he is.
Sure, you're in the crowd. You're part of the scene.
I don't think so. If Ace goes to that, it's, what is it, the Four Seasons, right?
Four Seasons or
Four
Ritz-Carlton?
Seasons? Either one.
No,
and courtside, baby. Or
No, that's too close.
I offered to send Ace to see his beloved Raiders in Vegas last year, and you decided you didn't want to go.
I didn't feel like traveling.
Well, see,
sometimes you don't.
Can I explain this?
You know, we just came out of a pandemic.
He's a delicate flower.
Oh, God.
Okay?
So do you want to go this season, or is the pandemic?
I have been craving Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were out of the state?
It wasn't too long ago. You saw your the guys you like, Anderson Cooper and
Do I have
Andy
to?
Cohen.
Do I have to remind you of the shrimp incident of 2019? Do I need to go
Yes,
over
you
that?
have to remind me.
He was going to eat all this shrimp and have a contest, and he all of a sudden got his napkin out and just had a leisurely dinner. You remember this?
You want to savor those.
Yeah.
He
Boy,
enjoyed the shrimp.
You might have said that before you said, I'll eat
So
as
he
many
got
as I
free
can.
world famous shrimp from the famous St. Elmo's restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, delicious.
Somehow I paid for that too. I'm not exactly sure.
You're a
how.
generous man.
Okay, where was I? Let's see. What were we doing? We were talking about what's happening in the show coming up.
What's happening?
Drew Storen, a former Major League Baseball pitcher, is going to be joining us with something very interesting he'll be bringing in that has something to do kind of with baseball and kind of with alcohol.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's kind of an odd combination. We'll get to
No,
that.
things go together very well.
We also have a scheduled appointment with John Feinstein, the fine sports writer from the Washington Post. And John has a new book about David Faraday, which is really cool. Would make a very nice Father's Day gift, by the way. And we'll talk to him a little bit about Live Golf, the PGA, et cetera, et cetera. In the meantime, we return to the world of weird news. What have you got over there, Christy?
Well, the Planters Nutmobile has been converted to a classic dive bar.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. According to Food and Wine magazine, variations of the 26-foot-long peanut-shaped RV have been out on the road since 1935.
Wow.
But now the Nutmobile is parked in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where fans can reserve the vehicle for themselves.
So I think it's important to note the Nutmobile has been around longer than the Wienermobile.
Yes.
How about that?
Uh-huh. So,
How many other vehicles are there associated with products? There's your topic.
You know, there are a bunch of, but the only ones that count.
A hamburger.
The only ones that count are the ones that
or-
are shaped like the product, not just a logo on the side.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
van.
no.
What about the Red Bull ones? Got the can that comes out of the
That
would
counts.
count.
Yeah, that counts.
That would count.
All right.
Good example.
It's not as cool for the kids as
No.
a giant Wienermobile.
Goes fast, though.
Oh, yeah.
As a collaboration between Planters and Miller High Life, the bar will offer warm peanuts and cold beer from July 9th to the 12th.
All right.
Those lucky enough to snap up a reservation will get the entire bar for 90 minutes at a cost of just $3.99.
That's what?
Price of peanuts.
Huh.
Reservations for the Nuttiest Dive Bar open on June 16th, so you have a few days to mark this on your calendar. The amenities, as described in the announcement from Miller High Life, include an authentic dive bar smell that transports you to the closest Miller High Life.
No. What, do they have a couple guys go in and piss in it?
No, see, I'm glad you asked, Josh, because I asked that question, then I read a little farther, and they explained how they got the authentic dive bar smell.
It's a combination of peanuts, Miller High Life, sweet tobacco, and mahogany delivered through a scent machine.
Now, would you want that for your house?
That doesn't sound bad.
But I mean,
okay, the Nutmobile is pretty cool.
Looks like a giant peanut.
Yeah, it's great. And there's Mr. Peanut out in front.
Oh,
I thought he was deceased.
How about that?
Yeah, they did kill him off one Super Bowl, but I think they brought him back, I guess.
Didn't he jump or
He's
something?
like the Lazarus of
That's right.
mascots. Wasn't that a big controversy or was that, I forget what happened?
It ended up just being a Super Bowl silly
They
thing.
didn't kill Mr. Peanut.
Also part of the dive bar, a selfie wall that captures all the nutty fun happening inside, just like the photo booths at the local dives we've given all our spare cash to. The classic dive bar drop ceiling littered with dollar bills. If you look closely at the custom Nutmobile and High Life cash. What?
There's a Hershey Kiss Mobile. What do you think? Is that?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. They do have they count the Good Humor Man as a food vehicle.
But that's just a van.
Yeah, that's
not shaped like an ice cream cone.
I know. I don't think that should count. Yeah.
Now, do you know what distinguishes Mr. Peanut?
His monocle?
He's got a monocle, a top hat,
cane.
and a cane.
Yeah.
Spats.
He's also
classy.
I mean, we're distinguishing him from what? Other walking peanuts?
Yeah, what do you mean? What's distinctive about Mr. Peanut?
The fact that he's a walking legume or whatever would be the first.
And he does wear spats.
Mm-hmm.
They have Pepperidge Goldfish Mobile.
That's with sunglasses. I like that. I've never seen it.
Neither have I. I want
How
to.
about that, huh? Yeah.
You like those goldfish, Chick?
I do like those goldfish. I like the flavored ones. I'm kind of tired of
They're no
just
cheese in, I'll tell you that.
The pretzels ones are very good.
I like the original.
I've not tried those.
No, they're very good. They're very nice.
The Planters Nutmobile reservation-only dive bar also includes a nut-shaped jukebox to crank out your favorite tunes and keep the party cracking. Cranking?
Crack-a-lack-it.
Dim bar lighting, like the soft glow from the Girl on the Moon's neon lights to set the mood.
Hey, Josh, we dim boys in dim lighting. Dim boys.
A warm nut machine for all the peanuts you can eat to pair with all the Miller High Life you can drink.
Especially in the winter, you want to keep your nuts. Let me ask you this. Which vehicle do you think has had more intimate encounters?
What?
The Nutmobile or the Wienermobile?
Wienermobile. Are you kidding? Yes.
Why?
Well, Tom.
Yeah, and you act like it's obvious. I don't know if it's obvious.
Well, it's very phallic in its shape anyway.
Yeah. You think that's going to make the difference? Hey, baby,
I think it's probably got more room than the Nutmobile.
You know, one of the first conversations you and I had here at the radio station was about the AM station here had a brand new rolling radio or whatever they called it, a remote studio.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, hey, if you need any place to go to take somebody, that remote studio, really nice. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have sworn he was going to deny ever saying something like that.
I would have too. Oh, yeah. You gave me a little advice.
How about that?
When Bob and I were up in Michigan, we would occasionally get snowed in at the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a very nice RV parked in the back. So
very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
you could.
For this very reason?
Yeah, if you had a place you could go sleep and
shower.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little mini shower. It was very nice. Very nice. When they redid this place, I asked them to put a shower in, which they didn't do. Something about insurance and liability.
Well, because somebody would slip and fall, or
I don't know.
Oh.
Cheapskates. they did put in a dishwasher.
Yes.
When I showed them an article saying that this is true, Josh, there was a survey done by some major news organization.
Survey says
they went across the country and they sampled the coffee cups at various businesses.
Yeah.
And the ones at TV and radio stations had the most E. coli. Et cetera.
How interesting.
Because, well, they're open 24 hours a day and nobody ever did.
Plus, we're all full of,
Yeah, of course. No, but no, they had the most germs. There wasn't E. coli. The point is they did put in a dishwasher. But wouldn't it be great to have a shower here?
I have never once needed to shower.
No.
Here, but
Well, that's what you think.
No.
You used to when you leave the room.
No.
Ace goes, woo! Somebody get a no pest strip or something.
Would you use a shower if it were here?
Sure.
I don't believe you.
He'd be late for a break because he had a major transaction, so he'd have to take a shower.
Wouldn't you like to just every once in a while go in there?
No, Tom, no.
We've had some guests, though, where we've been like, hey, by the way, shower.
That one damn guy with flip-flops.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and give yourself
Thanks for inviting me on the show. This is amazing. Thanks for
introducing you. Ivory, this is what we call soap.
P.U.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. So you can enter a contest essentially to get the Nutmobile dive bar.
Yep.
It's interesting how they name these things. They all have kind of a sexual connotation.
What do you...
The Wienermobile, the Nutmobile. Well, now
you-
it's the Frankmobile, isn't it?
I don't understand.
Has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Yeah!
And he really hit balls.
He really did.
You got the Wienermobile, the Nutmobile, the Hummer.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Have you seen the electric Hummer?
It's almost like sex sells.
What's the electric Hummer?
It's an electric Hummer.
I thought Hummer quit making
the
Hummers.
fossil fuel Hummer broke down every other day. I don't know.
Hey, technology's come a long way.
Ask anybody in the military how they feel about their.
Oh!
And we had one with Rawlings Sporting Goods too, and that thing was.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Well, they got a new one. It's electric.
Did you perform basic maintenance on your Hummer? If you,
I didn't, but
possibly
the
had
shop did every other day.
There was a shop for the Hummers?
We had to take it in, yeah.
Oh, they did.
Doesn't
Rawlings seems like they're a pretty big company.
Did you say, Chrissy, that there's a warm nut machine?
Yes.
How about that?
Didn't you know a girl up there in Michigan? They called her the warm nut machine. Didn't they call her that?
Doesn't that sound like some amenity at a frat house?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, they got a warm nut machine. When those guys throw a party,
boy,
makes the Fijis look like they're,
those sharper image people, what are they going to come up with next? Huh?
I don't remember my nuts ever being cold to think, boy, I need this specific area warmed
Well, it has
up.
a self,
right next to you, yeah.
It sucks up into your body cavity, doesn't it? To make sure that everything's good, yeah.
Isn't that the classic Cadillac joke? The guy pulls into the gas station.
Oh, his balls are, that's where you put your balls.
Oh.
He goes, those Cadillac people think of everything. That's the structure of a joke without any of the actual
And then there's
setup or punchline.
I don't know who's in that car, but the Pope's driving or something like that.
Another classic.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
We've talked about this, and we need to start that. Like nothing but punchlines all morning.
That's one of my favorite things in a movie or a television show when they cut to a scene and the person's just going, and that's what I said. They just give the punchline and everybody laughs and you don't know what the show was.
And I was talking to the duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called lazy writing.
It is, but it's such a funny trope.
You know, it's if I'm not mistaken, Sunday is Father's Day.
That's right.
Therefore, you got to get Dad something, and the best thing to get any of those dads out there, of course, is steaks. That's where Omaha Steaks comes in. Josh, you want to help me with it?
Yes, Father's Day right around the corner. Dad really wants steak. You know it. We know it. Omaha Steaks know it. That's why the Father's Day experts have made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected packages. Head over to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off your qualifying order. They're perfectly aged, always tender, guaranteed delicious. And packages can include things like the fork tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignons. And when we say fork tender, we mean it. You may as well just keep that knife in the old chopping block type thing there you got?
The old chopping block
the wood
thing.
block deal?
Your old knife holder?
Knife block? A nice knife holder there, because all you need is the fork. Air-chilled boneless chicken breasts, burgers, jumbo franks, so many more favorites. Hey, look, maybe he's your dad. Maybe he's your father-in-law. Maybe he's a father figure. He's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him most. This Father's Day, show him the love with the only gift as unforgettable as he, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use code BTS at checkout, get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make Dad's day. Because, look, if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak. And, hey, don't be shy, fathers. Maybe get on omahasteaks.com and get yourself a nice cooler full of Omaha Steaks. Treat yourself. We sure are proud of you. We love you, and you deserve it. That's omahasteaks.com, code BTS at checkout.
Don't forget the lasagna. That's all I'm saying. Okay, Thank you very much, Omaha Steaks. Coming up, we're going to talk with former Major League Baseball pitcher Drew Storen. He's got something really interesting that he's doing that kind of involves the heritage of baseball and kind of involves some other stuff.
And is it illegal? We'll find out.
Yeah. So Christy gets to say a word on the radio she never got to say before.
Yeah, what's that? Boy.
In context, it's perfectly acceptable.
I'm a little nervous about it.
Out of context, it's not. We'll find out what that is. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, fellas. This is...
We have good neighbors. They're bad neighbors, but they're good to tell you guys about. Bad neighbors. 5 or 6 cars in the front yard at all times. Rotation, whoever's currently living there. And Daryl, he's the dad over there. He's their leader. He drives a hearse. That's his car. He doesn't work at a funeral home. They have German shepherds that run. I like dogs. I don't like these dogs because... They just let them run around barking all the time, and they don't even tell them to be quiet. Like, they bark, and there's a new guy that's moved in on the other side of them, and he really doesn't like when they bark. So you hear them bark, 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 and then over the fence you hear, "Shut up!" Which always works, doesn't it? You know, when you tell your dog to be quiet, and he's like, "Oh, pardon me, sir. I had no idea I was causing such a ruckus. I'll calm down post haste." You know how your dog always does that, right? So I don't like that he yells at the dogs. I don't like the dogs, but I don't like him yelling at the dogs. So they bark, 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 and I hear over the fence, "Shut up!" So what I do is I go, "No, you shut up! Don't you yell at them puppies. That's disrespectful." And then I just go in the house, right? He doesn't know it's me.
Hey, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there?
Really good, Sam. A little happier, not?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
You sound like you're taking a big shit.
We're not supposed to be happy when we're asking if we're there.
Are we there yet?
Okay. The producers are in here. The minions are out there.
Okay.
Dad, would we say, are we there yet? We're like, are we there yet?
You're already once again underscore.
Okay, Hitler.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Hey, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there?
Diction. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
This is not English class.
Dad,
That much of a T.
you sound like Mrs. Marshall. That's who you sound like.
I hope Mrs. Marshall doesn't have a voice as deep as mine.
And she teaches music too. And you're like, are we there yet?
I hope her voice is half as mellifluous and as witty.
Okay, now I sound like my English teacher, mellifluous.
Quit making up words.
Here we go. Let's go. Try it again.
Morning Sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker, man. I just wanted to let you guys know about my new part-time job. Hell, I'm giving commencement speeches to graduating classes at colleges. Really? Hey, where's my music? You know, pomp and circumcision. Anyways, man, this is easy money. Thing is, I don't lie to them like most of these people do, man. No. I tell them, hey, this time next year, your main concern will be whether I want fries or apple dippers with my Big Mac. It's kind of like a Scared Straight program and graduation all in one. And I also tell them they're leaving behind the time and place where getting laid was easier than it ever will be again for the rest of their whole lives. From here on out, man, it only gets harder, sadder, and more complicated. It's laws of nature. Look it up. Then when the hot chicks come up to get their diplomas, I'll yell at them to flash a little boob. I swear to God I do. Donnie Baker, I put the GED in graduate. I gotta go.
Are you a computer geek?
No. I see, I didn't grow up with computers. That's why children have the advantage. They slip out the womb. They're born with a password.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you look at the ultrasound, you see the sex of the child whose internet provider is going to be.
So you're an email guy then?
Oh, no. Well, I check my email. I never get real emails. They're all junk. I got a junk box, and the junk box is like, look, we don't even have time to sort out this stuff. And it's all burn DVDs, lose weight, consolidate debt, and then be like, young teen sluts, whores, triple X. Thousands of it. And then I got a weird one in the middle that says, do you need a birdhouse? And I actually got that. And I'm like, who's the birdhouse guy? And then every day I get this email. Jim, do you want to enlarge your penis?
Yep.
And how did I get on the small Willy email list? That is the real question.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi there.
There's Ace Cosby.
Hey.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with our very special guest.
That's right. This is Drew Storen joining us. Drew is a former Major League Baseball pitcher.
That's right.
And it's great to see you. We've known Drew since he was a little boy. His dad is a longtime friend of this show. In fact, a longtime member of our staff.
Yeah.
That's right. I forget his name right now, but I understand he was just swell.
He's currently sleeping in somewhere. Drew, you have a really cool project. I will let you explain how the world of baseball has merged with the world of bourbon. What's the short version of the story?
Well, the short version is I retired from baseball and loved bourbon, so I had the idea to take the corn from the Field of Dreams movie site and distill it into a whiskey and tell some really cool baseball stories in the meantime.
All right.
Gosh, that's
So
a great idea.
Yeah.
There is actually a Field of Dreams in Iowa.
It's not partial. Well, some of it is they had some Hollywood set for some of it, but no, there's an actual baseball field there. Yeah. Bob Zaney and I were there, believe it or not.
And they do grow corn.
Absolutely.
So you and a buddy were just talking and said, I wonder if we could buy the corn and turn it into booze. Is that essentially what happened?
Yeah. About 8 years ago, we were on a road trip and we were saying if we were ever to do our own bourbon, because we were finding all the cool stories and we had this idea. And so I reached out to the movie site when I was done playing and I asked what they did with it, and it was sold like any other corn. So I said, I have a pretty good idea, I think, what we can do with this.
Wow.
Right.
So do you go to the site to make sure they're giving you the right corn?
Luckily, I have a very good relationship with the farmer, Andy Ray, that takes care of it. So they have a separate bin for it, and they do a great job of making sure that it's the real deal stuff.
That's so cool. So this is the corn from the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't know much about making booze. Then what do they do with it?
I put it on a semi and we send it to the distiller and then they do their thing. That's not my lane on how it's actually made.
I boiled it and then they add certain...
this is where we
emulsifiers, I believe.
And by the way, good question. Are you sure it's from the Field of Dreams?
No, I'm asking this for a reason.
I don't know.
I'm asking this for a reason. I go
what
to...
a jerk.
Let me. I'm making a point. Sorry. I go to this farmer's market every Saturday.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And no, you know where I'm going with this.
I know.
And sometimes I'm kind of wondering if the guy that's selling me these tomatoes went to Kroger and bought them, took the labels off, and is
that happens.
Yeah. Well,
It's not tomato season yet.
I was really trying to illustrate this. I go to the farmer's market and I buy whatever I'm buying from the farmer's market. And sometimes I wonder. So I'm sure that there's skeptics, which is why. But I know that you actually know the farmer who farms the actual field where the Field of Dreams is.
Yes, so it's a Ray family that takes care of it, and they've taken care of the corn for a long time. And that's why on the back of the bottle we actually have a Ray Farms on there. So every time I've come across somebody from Dyersville, they'll try to call me out for it and say, "Oh, okay," because they just think I am putting the name on there.
Right?
Like, no, if you look on there, it's coming from the Rays. And
See, this is all about, Christy.
Yes.
The spirit of the Field of Dreams is in this bottle, you see.
I've never seen the movie.
Oh. You'll enjoy it.
Lord, what's wrong with you?
Somebody walks out of corn.
Why
that's
is
all
there
I
some
know.
court order that allows her to
Pinewood
be here?
Derby, Soapbox Derby, Field of Dreams. Good Lord.
I apologize. I grew
You're
up
fine,
with
but
brothers.
you'll enjoy it. Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
one. Mm-hmm.
It's
Kevin Costner, I believe, is in it.
Ray
Liotta.
Ray Liotta
Oh, okay.
walks out of the. They're like ghosts that show up. It's really cool.
And I know they just played a game there, last year?
Yeah, last year and in 21, the Yankees and White Sox played.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild. Did you go to that?
I went last year.
Okay, yeah, cool.
It was unbelievable to see how they transformed that site, and just so cool.
Now, I wish we had our friend comedian Greg Warren here because he's kind of an expert on corn.
Oh yeah, he is sort of an expert.
And remember his Where the Field Corn Grows?
Sure.
His album. I know this is a stupid question. What you couldn't eat this corn, right? Is this like this isn't sweet corn, is it?
No. It's
like field corn.
Yeah,
So this would be otherwise farmers prior to this would buy this corn. They'd give it to their cows or something.
Yeah, there's only a few things you can really do with this corn. That was the first thing I had to learn when I started to take on this whole idea, was learn about corn. So I called a local farmer friend of mine and learned how to talk in bushels and what kind of corn was needed to make whiskey. And luckily, I didn't have to pay them to put down a different type of corn.
Cool.
All right. Now,
as we're talking about it, where's it available? Where can people find it?
We're available in Indiana, but actually it's in Iowa now. Since it's a control state, it goes to the state warehouse, and you can just go. It's just sitting there. It just got there the other day, and so now
in other words, the Iowa State Senate is currently having a really nice breakfast.
Yeah, that's right. So the cool thing is we actually, this is our first time we've gotten the word out that Iowa has it, and so you can go to your local store and they can order it from the warehouse.
Now, and I'm holding it up right now. It's Field of Dreams from the Field of Dreams Whiskey Company, bourbon whiskey, 93 proof, and this says 750 milliliters. I don't know how many ounces that is. And,
93 proof, or as Godwin calls it, water.
Why you?
And
I ain't even bothering with that.
And this can be in a couple of weeks. Am I understanding this correctly? You could have this shipped to like 35 states or something.
Yeah. So we will also have it available on our website, drinkfieldofdreams.com. You can go in there and plug in your email, and we'll have e-commerce available in the next couple of weeks. So
great!
And the other part of it too. Chick, here's a question. You're always really good with trivia.
Yes, go.
In the history of baseball, 155 years, how many guys do you think have ever made it to the big leagues?
Oh, my Lord, I don't know.
Not that many.
How many people have played Major League Baseball in 155 years?
Man.
I don't know. Thousands.
Less than 10, you think?
100,000? I don't know.
I would say less than 10,000. No?
22,860.
Okay.
So, which is why this is how many bottles are in our release.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. That is very cool. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So we're all about running the parallels of whiskey numbers with baseball numbers.
Oh, look at this. And they're even numbered. So when you get the bottle, will it be actually numbered here?
Oh. Yep.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
Wow.
So definitely one part of the first release.
Drew, earlier this morning on the show, we had an opportunity to have Mr. Godwin play a song, really with no particular reason. It was really dumb. I love that song. Thank you for playing that, Pat.
Yes.
I just dawned on me that because Drew is here and he's talking about the Field of Dreams,
yeah,
we have an obscure corn song that we can play in a few minutes. I'll give you a chance to warm up, Pat. I'm very excited about this. But once again, this is Field of Dreams bourbon. And it will be available, like you said, in 35 states coming up in a couple of weeks. And what was the website again? I'm sorry.
Drinkfieldofdreams.com.
What a cool idea. And it's interesting to me that you're a big bourbon fan because I've known your dad for a long time.
Yeah.
He's a non-drinker.
Correct.
Have you at least had him take a sip of this?
No. Nope. No,
Maybe he could wear it as cologne. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, there you go. I got to play catch with him at the field, so that was for me the big win out of the whole thing. So, that was something that I didn't really anticipate going into this, and obviously something I never would have had an opportunity. So
I know your dad well enough to know that when you were playing catch, he probably threw one really fast at you and then said, "All right, pussy, throw it faster."
I had to make sure and hit the target.
Were there any tears while you were playing catch with your dad in the Field of Dreams?
No, it's not something at all that I get joked up about. Just part of
your dad is also
Cats in the cradle.
your dad is an excellent athlete.
That's incredible.
We'll talk more with Drew about this. We'll get our weird song coming up. You know what I'm talking about, Pat?
I do.
He's ready to go. Look.
Can you grab that?
Say hello, Tom. You can.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, it's Kenny Tarmac.
Kenny,
you're amazing.
As soon as we just landed, I'm an ATL, just got in from MCO through ORD. I had to call you guys today when I had you, your Drew Storen is on, is that right?
That's correct.
Right.
Hey, guys, this is so bizarre, but how often do you get one closer talking to another?
Well, that's right. He's a closer.
Hey, where's Bob Costas when we need him? Am I right? I had 43 saves in 1 year, too. That was just renewing what we call our legacy clients. If I had a decent setup man like you, Drew, I'd probably have at least 9 McCurdy Awards by now. But even with 7, I'll put my road beef up against any other regional VP of sales in the industry. Hey, look, we're almost to the gate. But real quick, Drew, I know you had some nasty change-ups on your day, but this was my change-up yesterday. At ATL, first they told us Alpha 5, then switched again to Foxtrot 48. Luckily, I had the app and tracked that bad boy in real time, but the boarding process was nothing but sweaty, downtrodden Zone 4 people who spent the entire connection running the time mile for the first time since 7th grade. I know. Nothing like an entire flight that smells like Anytime Fitness the day after New Year. Drew, let me get this straight. You went from D.C. to Toronto, then Seattle, and Cincinnati?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all in Bostonians because of you.
Yeah, that was a career. For me, that's called Friday. I know. Hey, listen, I'd love to chat all day, but like you told me once, I can't sign right now. No, that's yours to keep. Find that puppy a good home. Hey, we're at the game. We just landed.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we'll get the Cornstalk song in just a few minutes.
All right.
Once again, we're talking with Drew Storen, former Major League Baseball pitcher. How long has it been since you were on the mound?
Oh, 2 years. So, yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. What is your fondest memory of pitching in the major leagues?
Probably pitching my first save, which was in Dodger Stadium, Vin Scully calling it and throwing to Pudge Rodriguez. So that was,
my gosh.
Yeah, so it was pretty surreal.
That's something, yeah.
Do you happen to remember if there was one batter in particular that you were like, I do not want to throw against this guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jose Reyes. Like, always just owned me, and it was just, and Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, okay.
Because if I just threw it within the zip code, he was going to hit his heart somewhere.
Do you still have a lot of friends that are active players?
Not really. It's kind of thinning out, but that's why I'm kind of starting this whole thing with former teammates. I have actual other bullpen mates. I joke that we're the children of the corn. So,
nice.
That we this is our retirement thing. That it's a soft landing into the real world, I guess.
Yeah.
And you got into drinking bourbon. As a player?
Yeah, so I started collecting scotches and then went to a really cool bourbon bar in San Francisco and tried a really rare whiskey, AH 16, and there was a book written about it. So I read the book on the way home, loved the story, and just started collecting and realized I was probably overpaying for cool stories, but that's what it's all about, is having the cool story in the bottle that somebody else doesn't have, and you get to share a drink with somebody.
Once again, Drew Storen has created with his partners a bourbon called Field of Dreams, and it's made with the corn from the Field of Dreams. And I assume that you have made arrangements to continue to get the corn.
Yes. Yeah, this is a long-term business. This is the funny thing about whiskey, it takes a very long time, and you can't really speed that up. So luckily we have those guys on our side, and they've been great so far.
Well, since we're talking corn, Drew, anything to get to this song as far as I'm concerned. Here's the headline. This comes to us from August of 2020. South Dakota City mourns urban cornstalk's brief life.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right.
This is what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
A cornstalk growing through a crack in a Sioux Falls City sidewalk has been rescued.
Rescued.
According to the Argus leader, the stalk was so popular it had its own Twitter account.
Sure it did.
We talked to this guy, Mayor Pat Tennecan.
He was a real estate agent, remember?
Yeah, the plant dubbed the 57th Street corn was a symbol of resiliency and hope during the pandemic. And it was this cornstalk growing in the middle of the street, and they transplanted it. And you have a tribute to the cornstalk?
Oh, yeah. I was corn in a small town. Growing in the sidewalk of a small town. Came up through the concrete of a small town. A symbol of resiliency. Corn just can't be bested. Most parts of me can't be digested. Your turds are corn infested. Think about that before you eat me. Think about that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I might grow up to be hot cream corn. I could father a son and be popcorn. Might be field of sweet. Corn can't be beat. Yeah, corn can even be a tasty bourbon. Yeah! Come on, Drew. Concrete can't bury me. I'm bourbon now. Drink, 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 drink of me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Small town corn.
Thank you, Pat. Oh, I love that song. I love that song. So how long does it take to turn the corn into bourbon?
Well, it depends how long you want to age it. But on average, 4 years is like the safe one where people start going into age statements.
Wow. So you've been doing this for a long time.
Well, there are ways around it. You can use some smaller barrels and... Yeah, there's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many are you going to be able to make next year?
We should be able to double or triple our production next year. So we have a bunch of barrels down. I took every kernel of corn from the 21 harvest and either put it into our canned cocktail or into a barrel. So 5 billion kernels of corn.
Okay, so bourbon lovers, it's the Field of Dreams Whiskey Company and their special bourbon made from the corn from the Field of Dreams. We're going to come back and hang out for a while with Drew Storen. Also, we're going to talk with John Feinstein from the Washington Post. Find out what he feels about life and in the world of live golf, et cetera, et cetera. Also, coming up in the news, I think we can come back with this. A word Christy never thought she'd be able to say on the radio. As part of a legitimate news story.
Okay.
It's not the one that starts with an F.
You're my boss, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're allowing me to do this.
This is from a legitimate publication. Okay. When we come back, I'm very excited about it. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of
At the end of my shows, sometimes people will, shout out a request or something like that, which is very flattering. And, you get to do some bit that you haven't done in a long time. And it's kind of fun sometimes to knock the dust off something that you haven't done and do it again,
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
I recently had somebody yell, hooked on phonics, which I hadn't done in a long time. And it's fun to go, oh, man, I haven't done this bit in, years. And that was the bit from the commercial. Do you remember the Hooked on Phonics girl?
Yeah.
The little girl with the braces. Hooked on Phonics, work for me.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, what if she applied what she learned and she couldn't get the commercial right, Hooked on Phonics, work it for me. Hooked on Phonics, work it for me. Okay, cut. We're not going to move a lot of tapes like this.
No, we're not.
I'm telling you.
Brian Regan. This is Todd Berry.
Okay.
Once again, Todd has just established that he's not into astrology, but he's very proud.
And now I'm going to read an offbeat news item.
I can back that up. My numerologist told me that astrology is a bunch of crap.
How many times did she tell you?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. 4. Go ahead.
This is a woman fried 8 goldfish amid fight with ex. This is in Pasadena, Texas. Authorities say a Houston area woman who was burned up at her former common-law husband fried their their pet goldfish and ate some of them.
In front of
what?
Pasadena police say it's a civil matter and no charges will be filed. The 7 goldfish were purchased together by the couple during happier times.
Now, this sounds like it's from The Onion.
I know.
It does.
Remember when we bought the goldfish? How much in love we were?
Police spokesman Vance Mitchell says the man reported on Saturday that the woman took the goldfish from his apartment. Mitchell says the two argued earlier about some jewelry the man had given her but took back. She wanted the jewelry returned. So the natural go-to response is to eat goldfish.
Right. Of course.
Officers who were dispatched to the woman's home arrived to find 4 fried goldfish on a plate. The woman said she already ate the other 3.
Show
him.
I mean, you do eat other kind of fish. So
Yeah, I guess, but jeez.
Stay away from her.
Wow. That's a kind of basic instinct. What was
7
that?
goldfish.
Oh, the bunny
Fatal
rabbit.
Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
Bunny.
Bunny rabbit.
Bunny.
Glad they didn't buy a dog.
They bought the goldfish
Together.
During happier times.
Oh, yes.
7 goldfish.
When did they buy the deep fryer?
Next summer at the State Fair.
All right, what do you got?
Here, try this.
What is it?
Thirspiration Plus.
Thirspiration Plus, huh?
Replaces all your bodily fluids after a big workout.
All right, I'll try it. Jesus, what is that? Tastes like sweat.
It is sweat. Well, the little coloring, we added some carbonation, but...
What are you trying to do to me?
Thirspiration Plus replaces all your bodily fluids lost during a big workout. Thirspiration Plus. Bodily sweat and icy cold jug.
Come here, you crazy son of a...
Can I borrow your shirt and your shorts for later?
You're sick.
Thirspiration Plus. Lemon lime, tropical punch, or clear.
Can I borrow your shorts for later?
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
So, Mark, you're a single guy.
Yeah, I tell you, though, it's tough because I got these neighbors behind me.
Really?
My neighbor, Gail, very...
Gail?
Gail is a woman who just moved. Her bedroom wall is right behind mine, and she has a new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this out. His name is...
Comedian Alan Havey joins us. What else is on your mind? What are you talking about these days?
Oh, my girlfriend wants to have kids now, and I don't want kids. You know, kids are spoiled today. I don't know what happened. I guess children had a major coup about 12 years ago, spoiled little bastards. You know, when a kid's bad, what do they tell them now?
No, time out.
Time out. What the hell is that?
Time out.
Yeah, I had time out when I was a kid. I'd wake up and go, what happened?
Uh-huh. With us in the studio, comedian Kostaki Economopoulos. Now, we talked a little bit about your love life. What's happening with it again?
Oh, I've got a girlfriend. She's great. And we're knocking around and having a good time. And
so you have no children, then?
I have no children. Here's the first sign of me getting old, all right? Here's the first sign of me as an old guy. I give my girlfriend a really good back massage, like 40 minutes. Then it's my turn. I lay down. She just barely starts to rub my back. This is true. And she reaches down and says, "Are you sure you want me to rub your back?" And I said, "Yes." I'm like, what?
True enough.
Oh, my God.
What am I, 100?
A thought from Paul Gilmart.
Down the elevator shaft they plunged, hurtling towards their death, their faces drawn by Edvard Munch. they smelled the devil's breath. Your tongue, she said at number 3. Let me see its size. He grinned and licked his forehead. She buckled at the thighs. The impact satisfied them both. Police were left some clues. A smiling woman all alone in a stranger's pair of shoes.
You know you're too hot when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. So that's how you know you're too hot.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. At the news desk, it's Christy Lee.
Hello.
There's Patrick Godwin.
Hey, chick.
He's in the performance room. There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and now here's Tom Griswold with our special guest.
He is former Major League Baseball pitcher Drew Storen, and Drew is also what's the word here? Distiller? Is that the?
Yeah,
kind of.
Not so much on that end, but
Drew and a couple of buddies had an idea to get the corn from the famous Field of Dreams from the movie Christy hasn't seen.
I will Saturday. It's our goal.
It involves a field full of corn and ghosts and stuff. It's really cool.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love corn. I love ghosts.
Put that on the next label.
Synopsis for any movie I've ever heard.
It's kind of a spoiler alert. But Drew's company has made this bourbon from the corn of the Field of Dreams, which I think is just so cool.
Just a beautiful bottle, too. My gosh.
And I have a little bit of Drew Storen trivia.
Oh,
really?
Drew, you are a very fine athlete and were a very fine Major League Baseball pitcher. And as you said, fewer than 20,000 people have ever...
22,860 as of the end of last year.
Have played Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. Now, you are primarily a pitcher, not a batter.
Correct.
However, if my research is correct, your lifetime batting average is 333. Is this correct?
Nothing to scoff at all.
No.
That's right.
Well, now it is something to scoff at.
1 for 3.
The overall career average for all of Major League Baseball is 250.
Yeah, so
he's well above the average.
Yes. Now, the reason that you want to explain why your batting average is a crisp 333?
Yeah, because of sample size and a nice 1 for 3. If I could have just retired after my first AB, I would have been batting 1,000. Yeah. Should have taken a knee then.
Your first year with the Nationals, you batted 500 because you only batted 3 times in your career. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. If I would, I would definitely continued that if I had at least a couple hundred ABs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
ABs. See, he's a baseball player.
That means at bats, right?
We had been talking about you earlier in the season about the possibility of someday facing a Major League pitcher. And I think we'll have to have you back and get this set up. I don't think I could do it.
I think Willie was the only one who said he would even
give
attempt
it a shot.
Oh, I'd attempt it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, were you kind of scared facing a Major League pitcher because you are one?
The first time, my first AB, I was because it was Kevin Millwood, and I'd never faced a man before. So every time I faced a man, it was somebody throwing batting practice. So you got a guy that's he was 35, 36 at the time. I'm like, oh man, that's really hard. And it was fun though.
You connected.
I did, yeah. I just kind of changed my stance every pitch and kind of ran into one.
What'd you hit?
Slider.
Oh, okay,
line drive over shortstop. Left side. I actually used the Bat Boys helmet.
Oh, nice.
Because they wanted me to hit right-handed, but I was a switch hitter growing up. And so I told the Bat Boy, give me your helmet. So I went up with a double flap for my first bat.
Wow. But lifetime batting average of 333, not bad.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about this product that... do I have to get it?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie, how are you?
I want a few minutes here with Drew Storen. Hey, Drew, I've followed your career forever, and I know you can't say it here, but they should have never traded you for that Puerto Rican from Brazil. I swear to God, it still rubs me wrong. And I heard you're into bourbon now, but I'm just spitballing here, okay? You don't have to make commitment, but everybody likes bourbon. You played baseball. Everybody likes baseball. How about we get together this summer, badass block party? We can do it here. Baseball, bourbon, and boats for sale. You know?
It's killer.
Heck with a double hitter. We'll make it a triple hitter. Invite Jeters. You face Jeters, call him up. Don't puss out. What's he doing now besides pimping Wagoneers? My Uncle Sonny plays pickleball with Rob Dibbles. So between Jeters and him, it'd be like Cooperstown by the carport. I swear to God.
We got to do it.
You still got that radar gun, but whenever I get my boat back on the water, I'd like you to see what that bad boy's doing right now. Now, don't worry, I got a fuzzbuster, and I'm tight with DNR. I let Wade tag up on Angel Skinner's last time she went in the wreck.
Honey.
See if Jeters can bring a few jerseys. See, my mom Phyllis went on stage. She lost a bunch of her regulars, and they moved her to day shift. She said, stop by Xanadu's later, and the first one's free.
Oh,
true. I gotta go.
That's quite an honor, I believe.
Worth the trip.
I think we could, hey, Pat.
Yeah.
We'll throw another, if you will, curveball at you. Mr. Jeter.
Yeah.
Remember the song? Okay.
Yes.
Do we have time? Yeah, we do. I'm going to run this by Drew Storen, since you were our Major League Baseball pitcher. And congratulations, by the way, on a really cool thing and a great career.
Thank you.
Did you have any oddities? For example, did you have to wear a certain type of underwear, or did you have to put your socks on left foot?
Yes, not oddities.
Oddities.
Just,
he has two left feet. I don't know. What do you mean an oddity?
You know what I'm saying?
Any rituals?
Yeah. I'm guessing this is inside info, but I wore orange underwear for my entire career.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, where did you get that? Was it available online, or?
Yeah. Any fine local retailer.
He dyed it himself.
Yeah, you didn't have.
I didn't know.
You know, they always say Tom has a unique interviewing style.
Yes, he does.
Now, I'm going to read this to you, and you may have heard this story. I don't know if you did, but Derek Jeter admitted that he once went to extreme lengths to get out of a slump. During an appearance on The Tonight Show, the former Yankee revealed he donned a pair of golden thongs, a pair of gold underwear, but a thong underwear, to get out of a rut. He was on with Jimmy Fallon, and he explained that he had been in a slump, and he wore the golden thong, and the staff of The Tonight Show checked it. And the records show he was 0 for 32 before hitting a home run on April 29th of 2004, wearing the golden thong. And so apparently it was effective, because when he went to bat, he got the home run. And Pat has an original song on this topic.
Just a slump, busting gold thong got Jeter out of a losing streak. It's wrapped around his buttocks, stuck in his crack. It's hard for Jeets to take a leak. Oh. His teammate swears that it works, it'll get him out of that rut. Then Jeter hits a home run with that gold thong up his butt. Come on now. Just a slump busting gold thong. Oh, that filthy thing goes on when the chips are down. Come on and sing it with us, Drew, now. Just a slump busting gold thong. Hose it down and send it to Coopertown.
Coopertown.
We call it Coopertown now.
Thank you very much. Once again, Drew has come up with a bourbon made with the corn from the famous Field of Dreams. Mm-hmm. A great movie that Christy hasn't seen yet, but we've all missed a few on the way. And this is going to be available nationwide in a couple of weeks. Is that correct?
Yeah, it'll be available on our website. Our 3 states will be Indiana, Iowa, and Nebraska as well.
And then it'll be available for, you said, 35 states?
35 states from drinkfieldofdreams.com.
Okay,
we'll ship it right to you.
Drinkfieldofdreams.com. Once again, and as they were making the bourbon, did you, as someone who knows a lot about bourbon, help them develop the particular additives to make it taste just right?
I just pretty much said, this is the type of bourbon I want. I kind of just blended some bourbons in my basement bar and came up with something that I thought would be good, and took it to the pros and said, A, am I right? And 2, can we do it? And let them handle their part in their lane, and I just kind of roughed it together.
Okay, and also you've also got the bourbon is as Josh pointed out is in a really beautiful bottle, but you also have Field of Dreams. This one I'm holding is in a can. It's a whiskey, lemon, ginger, Southpaw canned cocktail. What is this?
Man,
Oh yeah,
wonderful.
So it's got unaged whiskey in there with lemon and ginger, and just this is our refreshing go-to hot summer day drink.
Excuse me for interrupting.
What
are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Southpaw.
I just noticed Christy's drinking.
She's pounding them.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 5
May I
o'clock
take a sip?
somewhere.
Oh, man.
The heck?
Yeah.
So this has already
They're
got
really
the booze. This has
good.
got the booze already in it.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep. Low ABV.
Well,
Pass
4 of these this morning.
Pass that over. I want to take.
That is so tasty.
Take a swig. And one more time. What, Christy, describe what this is.
It's whiskey, lemon, and ginger.
That
It's very refreshing.
That will be on the dock at my brother's house, Lake of the Ozarks, 4th of July weekend, no doubt.
That's pretty tasty.
See?
Very
Not bad.
refreshing.
And then Josh will be in the water any moment. Yeah.
Well, Drew, thanks very much. And we'll post the various links. So in the 35 states where it's legal, you can capture the Field of Dreams whiskey. Be a nice Father's Day gift. You can give them the card, say it's coming, Dad.
Yeah, of
How about
course.
that? Well, thanks, Drew.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Drew.
And what a cool idea. I just thought it was so neat. And we're going to come back. In a few minutes, we'll talk with John Feinstein, the author of, among other things, A Good Walk Spoiled, the new David Faraday book, which is really interesting. And he also wrote a little thing called Season on the Brink. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also out there for you on our YouTube channel. Watch and subscribe.
Josh is going to turn around.
One of your originals. Josh, just take your phone and do it this way.
I'll turn around.
You're going to hurt your neck. I can just see it now. You'll show up like Ted Kennedy at Mary Jo Kopechne's
Josh,
funeral.
you don't have to.
It's like he's at a movie.
He's going to have the big neck brace on.
Isn't this weird for you?
Yeah, see, now that you say it, now that you've actually turned around, now it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Isn't he new since we were here the last time?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't remember him.
I'm pretty forgettable.
I noticed you wore red so the devil could find you first.
I had no idea that's how it worked.
Yes, either did I.
Okay. What's this tune called? Okay, that seems to be
What
working.
you asked for.
Okay, good. What was that?
Yeah, this is a completely original song, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Leonard Skinner, but apparently we resemble the guy. So every time we play this, we're like, "Hey, Leonard Skinner," and we're like, "No, we're the Electric Comets." But you guys want to try it?
Sure.
It goes a little something.
Well, Ronnie wore big hats.
Okay. He did.
I don't know, Ronnie.
That reminds me of one of the other times we were here when that little fella with the gun said he was going to sue us because he was wearing a hat on stage long before we were.
Sadly, that's a true story.
And then he stole a light bulb and left.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I'll tell you about that later.
Boy, would you look at the time.
When I was working my farm, I headed down to the barn because I was almost done for the night. When I drove a man in a customized van, so I knew he was a man tonight. He said, "Hey there, Jack, put your hat colored black. Got a deal Don't want to barter with you. And though I know it's a sin, won't you tell me again? What all does this contraption do? He said, give me 3 pigs, give me 3 pigs, mister. Give me 3 pigs and a horse. Give me 3 pigs, give me 3 pigs, mister. Shipping and handling not included. Of course. Hey, Braver, tell your little joke to Mary I'm on a jam.
All right. Hey, Mary.
What is it, Carl?
Do you know why Mennonite kids don't take sex education and driver's ed in the same semester?
I have no idea.
I guess it's too difficult for the mule.
Hey! Why don't you sing one for me, Carl? Well, my breath ran away and I began to pray as the man handed me his pen. And though my memory fogs, I know he took my hogs. I never saw them again. Now I sit and cry most every night. Now those pigs, they got stolen away. But I'll get even. I'll see that heathen burn come Judgment Day. Now I say, give me 3 pigs, give me 3 pigs, mister. Give my 3 pigs back to me. Give me 3 pigs, give me 3 pigs, mister, like a piggyback guarantee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Electric Amish.
All right.
Completely original. Give me 3 pigs. What a classic.
That is quite a show you got there.
7.
You guys can't see the camera, but Christy just
I have very
like she was
small
getting ready to
hands.
eat a giant Subway sandwich.
Right. Yeah, by the
At
way,
a 60
Christy,
degree
I
angle.
think maybe the reason it's been a while since you had a date is if that's your standard, we're going to need a horse.
No.
Oh, my
gosh. No.
Did you see her hand?
Yeah, she
does very well
like she
for
was
herself.
holding
She was
holding a
about to
football.
drop whatever she was imagining because the grass was so wide.
I was thinking
with
of
her.
a sausage roll.
Yeah. Well,
Not
okay.
a penis.
Well, all right.
Show us how you hold the penis.
Do the penis hold, Christy.
Now we're going to get arrested again. Stop it.
Depends on if it's one hand or two.
I could never figure this out. They're telling me it's a crime for me to forget to fasten my own seatbelt. And yet every other block, we got a fast food drive-through restaurant with some idiot pulling out with a 16-ounce Coke squeezed in between his legs, a Big Mac sandwich in his fingertips, steering with his wrist, an order of fries wedged between this leg and the console, eating, drinking, slurping, steering with the other knee, and that's perfectly okay if this guy buckles up. And until you see a man pour a piping hot cup of coffee in his crotch at 40 miles an hour, you have no idea the maneuverability of an automobile.
Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, I heard you guys talking about that man with 13 inches of pork.
Yeah, 13 and a half.
Crazy. You guys know Jamie Vickers? You know, drummer for Velvet Donger?
No.
He was uncut, too, and he could hide just about anything.
Really? Did that affect the taste, Donnie?
The Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi there.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much, Chick.
Yes.
Coming up, John Feinstein will be our guest, writer for the Washington Post. And we're going to...
Johnny Fine.
Yeah.
They call him Johnny Fine?
Oh, yeah. Let's ask him if he likes that.
I bet he doesn't.
Oh,
How do you know? It's very, very cool.
Johnny Fine.
I bet he has some thoughts on the latest golf news.
Yeah, we'll find out about that shortly. But in the meantime, Christy Lee is at her post, and she has some news for us. Go ahead, Christy. What do you
A
got?
Scottish council has issued a warning about toxic scum.
Oh, what's that?
That's not the story. Found near the village of Twat.
Twat.
Is that right?
Yeah, T-W-A-T-T. It's twat.
According to Metro UK, Shetland Island Council's environmental health team discovered blue-green algae on the Loch of North House near the village of Watt on the Shetland mainland, which is not to be confused with the village of Twat on Orkney.
No, certainly not.
So you've got your Wat, and then you've got your Twat.
Yes, signs were put up around the loch.
Are they twin cities or Wat and Twat?
Warning that contact with the algae should be avoided and that animals should not drink or swim in the water.
You never want toxic scum around Twat.
Yeah, you're going to need some industrial strength douche to take care of that. Wow.
Boy, there's a rhyme there somewhere.
Did you see the pictures? Did you see the pictures of the village of Twat?
I did not.
There once was a woman from Twat.
Ironically, they have a Waffle House.
Oh, no. The Twat Waffle House?
Twat Waffle House.
I think that might be regional, that insult.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the Twat Waffle is, but it's...
it's an insult. Like douchebag,
right.
twat.
Or douche canoe.
Hey, Twat Waffle.
That's a bad...
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what it is, but it's funny sounding.
I think it's one with syrup on it.
So anyway.
It's sweet.
So according to this news account, if you're swimming anywhere near Twat,
oh my God,
have to get tested or something.
Pat, what do you have to say about the village of Twat?
do you have a song?
We need a Scottish folk song, don't we?
Sure.
Okay.
All signs were put up around the loch. Beware when you're by the dock. So don't take a dip or nary a sip. There's toxic scum near Twat. North of Wat, near Twat, there's toxic scum. So stay home. Please don't come. It smells like Bigfoot took a squat. If you're a Scot, stay away from Twat. Right now, Twat's an eyesore, but soon you will eat by her shores. We'll clean up the scum, and soon you will come back to Twat. Clean Twat, fresh Twat.
Very nice.
Okay, and now, Christy, I just went to
Yes,
another source, and
what's it say?
According to Metro UK, there are two Twats.
Oh,
it
must be my birthday.
the lock of North House. That was a typo. It's the lock of North House near the village of Twat on the Shetland mainland. And it says not to be confused with the village of Twat on Orkney.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
there's an Orkney Twat and a Shetland Twat.
Yes.
Okay.
And it says the Orkney Twat is scum free.
Last time I saw a Shetland Twat, I was at the vet.
Was she getting spayed?
Wow, there was a lot going on here.
And they just hit it hard with that Scottish accent, too.
Oh, thank you. By the way, thank you, Pat. That was a nice song. Well, there you go.
What would you call somebody from Twat?
Would they be a twatter or a twatidian?
Twatidian
How did you get a twatidian? Oh, that's a D. Twatidian. Okay.
A twashin? Huh. Twatties?
Got to be twatter. Has to be.
You think twatter?
Twatter, yeah.
Okay. This is very controversial.
Oh, God.
The village of... And then, there's a sign here, Christy.
Yeah?
Look at
now
this.
Entering Twat?
Yeah.
There is.
You're now entering Twat.
No, I swear to God,
it does not say
no,
that.
No, it just says Twat, and there's a big arrow pointing this way.
Oh, who doesn't get their picture?
Yeah.
Pat,
hey, honey, go stand next to that sign.
No, it's going to be a great
I know what you're doing.
Hold still.
Oh, boy. Okay. Is it the village of Twat or the valley of Twat?
It's the village of Twat.
Okay.
From the valley of ho, ho, ho.
No, it'd be very echoey.
Twat.
Twat. What? How about that?
How about that?
How did we not hear about this earlier?
I don't know.
Would you like to
We were
visit, Christy?
Sure, Scotland's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I've never been.
I hear Twat's really nice.
And this
warm.
And this photograph,
moist.
I never went to college, so I don't know.
This photograph, you can see the green slime.
You can see the slime?
Yeah.
They take a picture of it? The slime's apparent?
The so-called toxic scum?
Oh. Yeah, it's very, very noticeable.
Ugh.
I'm not sure how the twat got so...
Toxic.
Or scummy.
Yeah. Here's the sign. It says, Downby is straight ahead and twat is to the right.
Okay.
Down, down. Okay, twat on Orkney.
The village of Atoll is just south of Twat.
By the way,
Ethel.
it says this is it says road signs for Twat are a bit of a tourist attraction. Many posing with the arrow pointing in their direction.
Of course it is.
I'm surprised they can keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Twat. Oh,
I can get a pencil out.
Okay.
The name is regularly featured. This is I'm reading from Metro UK.
Mm-hmm.
The name Twat is regularly featured in roundups of the rudest place names in the UK. Excuse me, sorry. The rudest place names in the UK, alongside Bitchfield.
Oh boy, I've been there.
Wet Wang.
Yeah.
Here's one. I'm going to spell it out for you. SHI. TTERTON.
Shiderton?
Shiderton.
Oh, is it Shiderton?
Yes.
Well, we'll go with that, yeah.
Okay, Shiderton.
well, it can only be one or two things.
And boy, this is beautiful. I'm going to spell this one out too. FINGRINGHO.
NGHO. Fingrinho?
Fingringho.
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't that sound like one of those Johnny Carson things? The answer is Fingringho. What was Johnny Baker doing in the back of a Dodge?
Good.
Oh, my goodness.
Pat, you said you visited Bitchfield?
I've been there a time or two.
Oh, boy, am I stuck in Bitchfield tonight.
Those are all real places, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Christy, give me the preview of what's to come. I know we're going to talk with John Feinstein in just a second.
We have a robotic chef that has some interesting...
Must cook.
Yeah, exactly. They've trained a robot to be a chef. Okay. We have a guy scaling a 72-floor Seoul skyscraper.
Hey, Chick, remember when Mo handed Curly a fish? He goes, scale this fish. And Curly went... like a harmonica.
Hilarious.
And the world's deepest hotel.
All right. That's all coming up. Right now, the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's easy to get caught up what everybody else needs from you. Never take a moment to think about what you need for yourself. We all do it, but maybe it's time to spend some of your time helping yourself. You're feeling all stretched out. You're kind of thinned out and burned out, and everything is going wrong. And there's too much going on. There's 1,000 TV channels. You don't know what to do. Therapy can give you tools to help find more balance in your own life, so you can keep supporting everybody else without leaving yourself behind. This is where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is all about connecting you with a licensed therapist. And it's not just connecting you. It's the therapy will take place online, as will the connection. This is the interesting thing about BetterHelp. It's entirely online, and it's designed to be especially convenient and flexible and suited to your schedule. Here's how it works. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You'll get matched with a licensed therapist. By the way, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So for more balance in your life, consider going to BetterHelp. You'll find them at betterhelp.com/BT show. That'll knock an extra 10% off your first month, by the way. BetterHelp.com/BT show. Once again, the therapy is conducted online, so it can be done with a camera on, it can be done with a camera off like you're on the phone, or it can even be done with the equivalent of texting back and forth. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, betterhelp.com/BT show. Coming up, we're going to talk with distinguished writer John Feinstein. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Well, Christopher Walken.
The tribute to Christopher Walken.
Marsupials dog.
Designed by one of your fans.
Indeed. Beautiful.
Christopher Walken, one of your main men.
Oh, yes, please. Every morning is good. When you're him. Celebrated a birthday this past week. Feel younger. Not sure how. Must be booze.
Could be.
Because it ain't the vegetables. I can tell you that.
And you met Christopher Walken long after you developed the impression,
Didn't you do the
right?
whole star ceremony with him on Hollywood Boulevard?
Bigger. He had his hands and feet and signature in the imprint of cement in front of the Chinese theater there.
Oh, that is big.
Yeah, and they asked me to be one of the two speakers at this thing, and I'd never met him. And I was honored, and yet I couldn't help think, how far down the list did they have to go? Before you pick the
Down
guy
to the P's.
who impersonates you, right? In fact, deep into the P's.
That's way over half the alphabet, I think. Isn't it? Yeah,
Let's see. We got to D. De Niro. Can't make it.
So I show up to that thing, and they take me inside the theater where they had him before the ceremony out front. And I see him in the flesh for the first time, and he looks over and sees me, and he goes, "Hi! They told me you were coming. Thanks." And I'm thinking, he's doing the voice.
That's the best I've ever heard.
It's way better than mine.
He's nailing it.
Yeah. But I did see him coming out of a party not too long ago in Los Angeles. I don't know if I told you guys this. When I was walking out of this house, there standing at the end of the driveway alone was Christopher Walken. I hadn't seen him inside the party, but here he is, looking completely lost. I'm not sure why I was surprised at that. But so I told him to say, "Hey, Chris, everything right?" Stranded.
Stranded.
I've been searching for over an hour for the bastards who brought me. It's clear to me now. They're gone.
Oh, my God.
And my first thought is, who would ditch Christopher Walken?
Yeah, no kidding.
Who brings him to a party and says, "He's at the bar, let's go"?
They ditched him.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a bean for lunch and then a bean for dinner.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. People say I got a bad break. Hey, man, what's going on? Yeah, this is so cool, man. I can't believe it. All right. I love the Bob and Tom Show because they represent America, the Constitution of the United States, and I live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, so anyway, I was asking, somebody told me that you are a mayor in Hillsboro, Ohio. That's got to be really interesting. Tell me about it.
Hey, Mr. Potter. Hi, Building and Loan.
Oh, gosh, Yogi, I'm all sticky. Hello, this is Droopy Dog. Hello.
Hi, welcome to the Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
Hey, Pat. There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
The way things have been going, I'm probably going to have to come up with, a request from Pat to play something for our next guest, the distinguished author, John Feinstein. Do you have any...
golf stuff?
I don't know. Just somebody for John. Anybody named John or...
Hey, John.
Or we could just talk to them.
Oh, there he is.
How about
There he is.
You know, I'm always happy if someone plays Piano Man.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
then.
Can't go wrong with Piano Man.
We'll work on it. John Feinstein joins us. Well, here we go.
It's nice to have you, John, on a Tuesday.
Oh, please, dear God. Dear God. It's like whenever I try to sing the song, my 12-year-old daughter says, "Oh, Dad, please don't."
Now, John, a lot of interesting news since we last spoke to you in the world of sports. First off, you've got a great book out there. And I am, quote unquote, reading it. I'm actually listening to you tell me the story. I have the audio book. It's about David Faraday, a really interesting guy. And there's a couple of aspects of what happens to him toward the end of the book that are happening all over the world of golf, which is the, some might say, the purchase of golf by the Saudis. Is that a fair statement?
I would be one to say that, yes. I wrote a column in the Washington Post last week. And there were 2 points I made. One was that David basically predicted this last July when he first moved to Live, when he and I talked about it for the last 2 chapters of the book. I actually sent him a text saying, "You mean to tell me I have to rewrite the end of this book so you can make a measly couple extra $1 million?" And he wrote back and said, "It's not a measly couple million extra dollars. There's a lot more than that." But he said inevitably there would have to be some form of a merger, although he thought it would be 2, 3, 4 years down the road, not less than a year down the road, so the best players could play one another. That's what you need in any sport. You need the best players playing against each other. And that's what presumably they're going to have now with this acquisition, merger, whatever you call it. But the commissioner of golf now is Mohammed bin Salman. The Saudi crown prince. He's basically in charge. Jay Monahan has ceded his power and his authority. And you know why he did it, Tom? You'll be shocked.
I'm guessing a private jet and a bale of money.
M-O-N-E-Y. As the great Don Ohlmeyer said years ago, the answer to all your questions is money. And that is surely the case here.
Well, will there be? I saw a thing this morning that some senators looking into.
Yeah, you know how that works. Congress sees an opportunity for publicity. Now, there are legitimate reasons to look at this, notably antitrust and all the backroom dealings that went on, because nobody knew about this until it was announced. I mean, again, David works for Liv. And the day it happened, the day it was announced, I said, "Did you see this coming?" He said, "Nope." And most of the players on the PGA Tour have said the same thing. And Jay Monahan and the guy whose name I can't remember, who is the governor of the Public Investment Fund, whatever the heck that means, basically went in a room and made a deal. And the governor of the Public Investment Fund now is going to be the chairman of the PGA Tour Policy Board. So what does that tell you about who has the power?
Wow.
So what's interesting, we'll see what happens. I certainly have no idea.
We will certainly see what happens, yes. And my one hope, and others have said this too, this is one of the few times people agree with me, is that this leads to David being back on either CBS or NBC. Because he loves the live telecasts. You know, he's in the 18th hole tower, which he's always wanted to do. There's just one problem. Nobody's watching. You know, it's me and a couple other crazy people who watch those telecasts.
Well, now, your book is about David Faraday. It's a really interesting guy. Had a lot of bad things going on. A rough marriage, an addiction. severe ADD that he was undiagnosed that he didn't know about. And so it's not, as someone, I don't really follow golf. So, but it's really an interesting life story about a guy who sorts it out and gets it together, ends up with a great sense of humor. As you said when last time we talked, this guy essentially, he has a stand-up act. His life story has so many funny parts.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why the subtitle of the book is The Remarkably Funny and Tragic Journey of Golf's David Feherty. Because as you said, look, he grew up during the Troubles in Northern Ireland. It was sort of standard operating procedure to hear bombs going off, to know people were dying in the streets, to have ID checks on the way to school. Not exactly a normal life. And as you said, he dropped out of high school as a junior because he was so frustrated by the fact that his teachers, most of his teachers, thought he was stupid because of his ADD. And as you know, Tom, I'm sure that most ADD people are very smart. I have a son who's ADD, and he's a lot smarter than I am. Not that that's a high bar, but he's very smart. and David is very smart. And he dropped out, and he sort of had a choice at 17. Do I go into music? He was a prodigy. He was a very good singer, very good piano player as a kid, or try to be a golf pro. He was a 5 handicap at the time, which sounds good to you and me, but isn't great if you're trying to make a living playing golf. And yet he worked his way to making the European Tour at 22, became a Ryder Cupper, beat Payne Stewart in the singles in the famous War by the Shore, was a very good player, and then a combination of injuries to his back and his elbows, alcoholism, drug addiction, and his marriage ruined his playing career. But Gary McCord discovered him in a locker room during a rain delay telling stories and asked him to come sit in the tower with him the next day. Gary was working for CBS at the time. And David starred right from the start, was funny and smart and insightful, and obviously knew the game as a very good player. And the funny thing about how he came to CBS was he said he was sitting in a bar in the hotel in Akron, Ohio, during the World Series of Golf. He had still made it that year, 1996. And he saw 2 guys walked up to him and introduced themselves and said, "We're from CBS." Lance Barrow, who was the golf producer, and I'm blocking on the name of the other guy who I know well, Rick Gentile. And they said, "We'd like to talk to you." And David said he was drinking Gatorade with his vodka because he was still an athlete. And he instantly thought, "Oh God, they're doing a piece on 60 Minutes on alcoholic athletes." But they offered him a job instead, and the rest is sort of history. He became a star almost right away. And I'll add this one other note that you probably noticed, Tom. He's one of the few guys in the history of the planet who Tiger Woods liked.
Yeah.
Because he was always walking with the last group on Sunday for CBS, and Tiger Woods was almost always in the last group because he was leading the tournament. And he and Tiger became quote-unquote friends. I'm not sure anybody's friends with Tiger, but Tiger liked him because he was funny and because he didn't want anything from him, unlike most of the rest of the world.
Wow. Have you ever played golf with David Feherty?
No, because by the time I got to know him well, he wasn't playing anymore because of all his injuries. I saw him play up close at qualifying school in 1993 when I was doing a Good Walk Spoiled, because he'd come over. His wife had left him and moved to Dallas with their 2 small children. He got home from a tournament. There was a note on the table. Moved to Dallas.
Saw that.
God.
Yeah. And
wow.
He wanted to be with his 2 little boys, so he moved to Dallas and had to go through PGA Tour qualifying school, even though he was a star on the European Tour. And that's when I first met him, and then got to know him better and began to realize how funny he was during the British Open in 1994 when he finished 4th. But became close to him when David became a part of the charity golf tournament that Tom Watson and I ran for ALS Research, because he and Tom were very close. Tom was the one who helped him get to an AA meeting in 2006 that was key in David's becoming sober. And Tom's an alcoholic too. And David would come and speak. He couldn't play, but he would come and speak at our dinner every year. And I swear to God, he was so funny that there are 2 people I've seen in my life who could literally put people on the floor laughing. One was Jim Valvano, the late great basketball coach, who, by the way, is going in the Hall of Fame in August, and David. And Steve Bisciotti, the owner of the Ravens, always took part in the tournament. And after the first time that David spoke, he walked up to me afterwards and said, if you can get him to fly in to speak to friends of mine in my owner's box before a Ravens game, I'll give the charity another $50,000. So I went to David and asked him, and he said, $50,000 for this charity? Of course I'll do it. And when he flew in that day, I picked him up at the airport, and I said, do me a favor before I forget, give me your airplane ticket receipt so we can reimburse you. And he said, no. And I said, what do you mean no? He said, I'm not taking money from the charity. I said, David, you're giving up a whole day. You're flying round trip. You're making us $50,000. The least you can do, the least we can do, is pay for your airplane ticket. He said, absolutely not. Now tell me about the people I'm talking to today. Wow. That's who David Faraday is.
Wow. And your new book is about David Faraday. What else are you thinking about in the world of sports these days? Do you have trouble keeping up? I can't keep up with anything in my life. How do you keep up with you are being asked to review so many different things in sports. Is your primary focus golf?
No. I don't think I have a primary focus. I don't think I ever have. That's why I've written books on college hoops, the NBA, NFL, college football, golf, tennis, because I love them all. I mean, I was addicted to sports as a kid. Fortunately for me, I'm still addicted to sports. Sunday, I'm sitting here writing a column this morning for the Post. Sunday was a great day. First, you had Novak Djokovic becoming the all-time Grand Slam winner in men's tennis. And a lot of people don't like Djokovic because he wouldn't take the
he's an anti-vaccine.
Vaccine. Thank you. I can speak English sometimes. But he's a great player. My God, he's a great player. So is Rafael Nadal. So is Roger Federer. This is a golden era of tennis that we're in the midst of. And I'm not sure a lot of Americans realize it because none of the guys are American. And we haven't had a Grand Slam winner on the men's side since Andy Roddick in 2003. So I watched that in the morning. And then in the evening, I watched the playoff at the Canadian Open between Tommy Fleetwood, who I love. He's a wonderful guy, Ryder Cupper, very funny, and Nick Taylor, trying to become the first Canadian in 69 years to win the Canadian Open. And it was great drama, and it ended with Nick Taylor making a 72-foot eagle putt to win the fourth playoff. And for the second time in a day, I was shouting at the television set, saying, oh my God, how did he do that? And so that I love the drama of sports. I love the theater of it. But mostly, and you guys know this because we've only been talking since 1986 about my books. I love knowing the people. I love getting to know the people, getting to understand what makes them tick. And by the way, this was probably as easy a book as I've ever done, in the sense that David was so open and so honest about everything, including the tragic aspects, including the death of his son. It was hard to write some of that, but David's family talked to me. His 92-year-old mother talked to me, and I can see where he got his sense of humor from. David tells a story about his dad was an alcoholic like him, or he's an alcoholic like his dad. And he would sometimes come home late for dinner from the pub. And one night he came home and said to his wife, Vi, said, is my dinner still warm? And she said, absolutely. It's in the dog's stomach.
That's great. That's a great.
John, do you know if David's read the book? And if so, did he give you any?
Yes.
Did he give you a review?
He read the book because I wanted him to read it, if for no other reason, to fact check it before it was published, and caught some mistakes. Gee, I made mistakes. What a shock. But he did like it. He has tweeted about it, and I actually told him that I did not need or want him to do any interviews because David took no money for this book. It's a biography, not an autobiography. He didn't want any money for the project. And so I wasn't going to ask him to promote it. In fact, there was one publisher who offered a lot of money and said, but only if David signs a contract that he will do the book tour. And I said, no, I'm not going to ask him to do that. First of all, David's an introvert, which will surprise a lot of people. And secondly, again, he's not getting any money for it. So my agent said, well, can't you at least ask him? And I said, no, because he'll say yes. That's the kind of person he is. But he did do some radio and TV. I didn't even know about it. Somebody asked him, people he knew, and he just said yes and did it. He's not doing any right now because there's a gag order from the Live people for their employees to not talk about the deal. Yeah, people have asked me, why haven't we heard from Greg Norman? And the answer is because he's been told to shut up. Wow. But anyway, so yeah, he did like the book, and more importantly, his wife liked the book. Anita, because Anita's the boss in that family. And David would be the first to tell you that.
As it should be.
Yeah, well, as my daughter says to me all the time, women are so much smarter than men. Why don't they run the world? Damn good question.
John Feinstein is our guest. John is the author of many books. His new one is about David Faraday. And are you allowed to talk about what your next book is about?
Oh yeah, I always talk about it. It's totally different, which is good for me. I'm going to do a book on Ivy League football. Uh-oh. And people will go, Ivy League football? And I go, well, first of all, I've been a fan of the Ivy League since I was a kid growing up in New York when I rooted for Columbia when they won no football games. And now they're decent. And I've covered Ivy League stories forever. But more importantly, and I've interviewed 42 players so far, and 42 out of 42 were really good interviews, and I knew that would be the case. But here's a question. Chick, you're the sports expert. True. You're a fan of that team. How many Ivy League players were in the NFL last year?
Oh gosh.
Well, the most famous one was a quarterback, and he was out last year, right?
Calvin Hill.
Calvin Hill retired a few years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Who's the quarterback with the beard? Played for 17 years.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's retired now, but he played 17 years.
I'm going to say 2. I don't know.
You're close. You got it. The 2 is right. It's 22.
22. Oh,
22.
Oh, man.
And that's part of the story. The quality of Ivy League football is very good, but because the stupid presidents won't allow their champion, the Ivy League champion, to participate in the FCS tournament, because it's tough on the student athletes. The other sports in the Ivy League, they all play postseason, but football is not allowed to play postseason, so people don't find out how good they are. And if they allowed them, I promise you they would do well. Watch the Ivy League sometime. There are games on Friday night starting in October. It's good football played by smart kids, and there are so many stories. I'm not going to know where to begin. The book's going to cover the season, but I swear to God, I could start writing today based on the reporting I've done so far. So I'm psyched about it.
All right, John Feinstein, real quick, what book does your publisher want you to write next? A Tiger Woods story, or
maybe the
golf they probably love a book on Tiger Woods, a golf book on Donald Trump. But no, they always want big names, and fortunately, David was a big name, and so they jumped at it when David said he was willing to do the book. I always remember what Bob Knight said to me years ago, because I did an interview and I was trying to explain why Bob Knight wanted to do the book. And he said, John, there's a difference between wanting to do something and being willing to do something. And I've always remembered that. And so I will say David was willing to do it. And I'm thrilled that he was. But you know how publishers are, how everybody is. They want big names. But I think I will say this. I've proven that you don't have to be rich and famous to have a story to tell. I did a Civil War, the Army Navy book. It was a bestseller. Nobody on either of those teams ever played in the NFL. I did The Last Amateurs on Patriot League basketball, and I see the Ivy League book as being similar to this. Nobody in the league that year played in the NBA. It was a bestseller. And more recently, I did Where Nobody Knows Your Name, which was about AAA baseball. Bestseller.
Okay, last question. What book does your wife want you to write?
The book about my retirement. Actually, I've always said that my last book The last book I'll do will be on book tours, and then I'll refuse to go on a book tour to promote it.
Okay, thanks, John.
Boom.
Hey, John, it's always a great pleasure. The book's about David Faraday, and it's a great Father's Day gift. You can get it on the usual bookstores and Amazon, et cetera, et cetera. Thanks, John.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Bye,
John.
I just love that guy. Now, where were we? Oh, we have a bunch of news coming up, and we may have a update on the city of Twat.
Oh, okay.
The village of Twat. Sorry. It's in Twat Incorporated. It's a town is
You should run for mayor of Twat. How about that?
Oh, that'd be fun. Coming up, we do have something interesting in the world of is it flautism? A flautist?
So the flute?
A person who plays the flute?
Yeah.
A flout, okay.
I like flautism.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the words are. We'll get to that coming up. Right now, it's summertime, and there's so much great stuff to do out there. One great thing to not do is waste too much time at the grocery store. This is where HelloFresh comes in. They had a great idea. What if we send people a kit? We'll get the freshest of ingredients, we'll send them the recipe, and then we'll measure everything out. So they just put it together. Sometimes in just 10 minutes, depending on what you're making. And we've got a special offer from HelloFresh today. 16 free meals and free shipping. So what am I talking about? Well, HelloFresh takes a lot of the work out of eating well. We're talking about restaurant quality food. And this summer, they've got some new stuff, Fresh and Fit Summer Stuff. It's a special menu featuring calorie smart and protein smart lunches and dinner options. They even have vegan stuff. On the other hand, they also have lots of good old-fashioned comfort food. And we're talking about ingredients farm to doorstep in every HelloFresh box. Worth a try. I think you're going to like it. It's a great way, by the way, to help teach your kids how to cook, because all that stuff is right there and it's all measured and you just put it together. Sign up today, 16 free meals and free shipping. The code you need is BTShow16. That'll get you those 16 free meals and free shipping. HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. That's HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. Coming up, we have flutes in the news, a chef robot, and something sexy. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say?
You see, you gotta go and find yourself. You see that you're becoming someone else. Don't recognize the face in the mirror looking back at you.
right. Wow.
Excellent job.
Thank you very much.
All right.
In 1877, he successfully recorded the following on a primitive wax cylinder.
A little piece of practical poetry. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
The distinguished staff here at the Bob and Tom Audio Institute noticed the labeling method used by Mr. Thomas Edison. This famous piece of audio was labeled 05TE for Thomas Edison, 02. Knowing this format is the industry standard to this day, we here at the Institute theorize there must be a 05TE01. After years of research and investigation, we have uncovered the following audio cylinder. This is the very first ever recording by Mr. Thomas Edison.
Okay.
The first words I spoke in the original phonograph.
Here we go. What's up?
This has been a Bob and Tom Audio Institute exclusive. Thank you for joining us.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're so weird.
You have no idea. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Comedian Greg Hahn is here with us. He's a high-energy kind of guy, aren't you, Greg?
Oh, yeah, I like to have a little energy. A little energy in the show. I got a big show, everybody. I get shot out of a cannon. We bring out the elephants. I break a board over my head. It's motivating. It's a good time. I'm all excited. I'm getting married in May.
You are?
Yeah. All I got to do now is find a chick. Yeah. Hey, there he is. There he is. I was engaged once. You know, if you give a girl a ring and ask her to marry you, she thinks you're really going to do it. You should do it. You should do it. Dating is crazy. Crazy. I was out with this girl. She's like, you know what she said?
What?
She said, you've never been married your whole life. What are you afraid of? What am I, you really want to know? Yeah, what are you afraid of? I'll tell you what I'm afraid of. Alligators! Alligators! They got a big head and these little legs and they can run lightning fast. You can get a head start. The alligator will catch up to you even though it's got a big head and these little legs. It'll catch right up to you. It's like, what's that got to do with being married? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm talking about alligator. Scary. I'm benching 315.
You're huge.
I'm still afraid of alligators.
Also joining us in the studio, comedian John Bazar.
Well, I find that now that I need a woman, I mean, integrity, strength of character, honesty, but really the most important thing, got to have a big ass. I may be outside the pale on this one, judging by all the magazine covers I see, but I'm done with these ectoskeletal, wafer-thin, rice cake chomping chicks with the Ally McBeal arms and those heroin-looking legs. Yeah. Even the Three Little Pigs knew you don't build something out of sticks if you're going to spend any time inside.
Good morning, sunshine.
To the max, there's bologna in our
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. At the news desk, it's Christy Lee.
Hi.
Over there's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick, I owe you a public apology. We'll get to that.
All right. There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Willie Griswold in Denver, hungover, I'm guessing. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
I have to sneeze. Take over.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sneeze. Stare at
Josh,
the light. Stare at the light.
I will happily apologize to Chick. Chick, for years, I have teased you, judged you, scoffed
ruthlessly
at you because you are a fan of what I consider to be one of the worst cereals, Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran, Daddy.
And over the weekend, I was at my brother's house, and he had Raisin Bran Crunch, and it was the only cereal, and I had some. Just delicious. And I take it all back. I used to hate it. I used to hate Raisin Bran. I'm a fan now.
I think we should all focus on the fact that you know how wonderful it is now and just move on from there.
Okay, well, I do apologize.
The fact that you were man enough to apologize.
Thank you very much.
It's important. Yeah.
Well, they're slightly different. One's crunch and one's not.
Did anyone ask, when did Ace and Christy suddenly think they can just weigh in?
This is all your fault.
But there were some bites.
I didn't say anything.
There were some bites where the crunch clusters were not in it. It was just flakes and raisins, and I enjoyed that too. Okay. So
any permutation of Raisin Bran is
I loved it. So they say your taste buds change what?
I'm working on
7 years. You're working on a cereal.
Chocolate. It's called cluster fudge.
Oh, you scared me, boy, man! And that has to happen.
At least we got to make the box though.
No, you said fudge. Yeah,
fudge. Okay. Well, I'm the cereal guy in this building. You'll notice.
No, you're not.
Well, you're the one who has the cereal here.
6 boxes in there, sure.
It's like Seinfeld's apartment.
I buy the cereal.
Yes, but we know. Yeah.
Yesterday I went
$20. Will you give him $20?
Yesterday I bought some new cereal. There was a raisin.
You don't have any cereal except the hockey puck shredded wheat. That's all you have.
No, I have.
As far as I know,
I have grape nuts,
kashi,
and then
okay, grape nuts is for the stupid. All right, grape nuts.
Now, wait a minute.
Grape nuts is driveway gravel.
I love grape nuts.
Don't make the mistake I made with Raisin Bran.
I stand by grape nuts being awful.
You put a shot glass worth of grape nuts in the bottom of the bowl.
You're an idiot.
And then I
just glue them on before you put anything else in there.
I've explained this before. The space shuttle, they developed that glue from someone finished some grape nuts and didn't rinse them off immediately. And then I bought some cornflakes.
Oh.
Just plain cornflakes. Now, the secret to cornflakes is you have to put a very small amount in, eat them, and then put another small amount in and eat them.
So you don't make a big brimming bowl?
No, you can't make a big bowl. They get too soggy too quickly.
So you have to sit there with the box and continually pour some in.
And the milk right there.
So that could go on for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. it's remember in history you learned about the constant stew? Remember that?
Yes.
Now the constant stew would kill you because the notion was you'd leave it on the fire, keep putting meat in over time.
Right.
Peritonitis takes over.
Yeah, the meat would age.
You pierce your colon. Sure.
As a kid, didn't you like to sit down with a bowl and the milk and the sugar, of course?
Well,
big spoon, and then you'd add cereal, then add milk, and it kept. I do that sometimes now with ice cream.
Didn't Haywood have a song about that in the early days? I don't
cereal song?
Or he may have had a bit like when I first saw him. Yeah, he did a bit about not having always milk, more cereal.
Oh, really? I'll dig that up.
See, I've always did it on the air here.
Yeah, no.
What is your approach to cereal?
The classic, fill up the bowl with both and then eat it all, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong.
What?
One and done, right?
No, you put the cereal in, then you put the milk in, then you start eating.
But what I'm saying is I fill up the bowl with cereal and then milk and then...
What was your cereal of choice?
Oh, man, Cinnamon Toast Crunch has always been my favorite. Yeah. Always been my favorite.
Yeah, that's really unhealthy, but delicious.
Yeah, but I like Crispix. I'm a big Crispix fan.
Oh, that's a good one.
What?
What cereal do you like now, though?
Raisin Bran Crunch.
That's right.
Man, it was just awesome.
Oh.
I think I've come around on raisins. I love them in oatmeal cookies.
Would you like
I thought you hated them.
Would you like a chocolate?
Let me try this chocolate
chocolate
raisin.
They're amazing. The chocolate on the chocolate raisins is amazing.
So
that's a very good treat.
Isn't it a good treat?
Yeah. Now, do you mix your cereals, Louis?
No, I had never considered that until this show, and I still haven't done it, but I will.
I always mix.
Yeah, that's the key.
I don't mix. You got to keep them separated.
Keep them separated.
Sir, your opinion is
your opinion
unneeded.
By the way, what are you?
I'm Caucasian.
I don't think so.
I'm a mixture of Cauc and Asian.
I'll give you another raisin, chocolate-covered raisin, if you can tell me what 6 times 3 is.
18?
Yeah, give him another.
Yeah!
Uh-oh, she's out.
I have one more.
We had an interesting news story. Christy, can you read it again from the village in Scotland?
Do I have to? A Scottish council has issued a warning about toxic scum down near the village of Twat. According to Metro UK, Shetland Island Council's environmental health team discovered the blue-green algae on the Loch of North House near the village of Twat on the Shetland mainland, which is not to be confused with the village of Twat on Orkney.
So there are two Twats.
Two different places.
Didn't Dickens have a novel, A Tale of Two Twats?
I thought that was A Tale of Two Tits.
Signs have been put up saying contact with the algae should be avoided and that animals should not drink or swim in the water.
Got a letter here. James writes, so people who travel all over the world to that village They would be Globetrotters.
That's wonderful. Yes.
Sorry.
They certainly are Globetrotters. Sweet Georgia Brown. Sweet Georgia Brown.
That is an actual place, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got to go.
Oh, man.
Have you seen Twat in the winter? Oh.
Go ahead.
Twat in the springtime. I love twat in the fall.
Now, and apparently a lot of people go there just to pose next to the sign.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
Of course. Okay, thank you very much. Coming up, we have a trip to Poland.
Oh.
To visit the vampire grave.
Yeah.
And this is really odd.
And we'll finally answer the question, how many Polacks does it take to bury a vampire?
That's where you're going.
No.
We don't say that anymore.
I think that
I'm sorry.
Negative. Polish people, maybe.
They don't get the joke anyway.
Find out.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's true. About the folks in
Hey,
the
did you see
vampire grave. What else you got, Christian?
Pat Sajak is retiring.
No.
Not yet. He's
This is his last season coming up.
yeah,
That's it.
He's announcing he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll be talking about the vampire graves and flutes when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
I can't help but notice that Todd Boner, the bass player, is now sporting one of our new camel toe T-shirts.
Oh, cool.
Look at
Thanks,
that.
Todd. Donnie wearing his traditional wolf with a Santa cap on.
Yeah, I'm
getting ready for the
I'm
holidays.
sticking right with the wolf, Tom. These colors don't run.
Okay. Dusty Privet in there on the drums. Scotty Winkler on the guitar as Donnie Baker and the Pork Pistols have rejoined us here in the Napa Auto Parts Studios. Now, coming up, of course, the Napa Shoein' of the Week and the Napa Tool of the Week. But first, Donnie, you've got something new for us?
Yeah, if I can remember the verbs, too. We got so much fog in here. There's more fog in here than the steam room at Joe Jen's Spa when you pay extra. I swear to God. But, yeah, this tape is a dedication tape. It sort of ties in Tom Petty's and Thanksgiving, Tom.
Okay.
Because it's about Tom Petty. It's a tribute to him. We lost. Our band's always been fond of him. And then the wishbone. It's going to be a fight over the wishbone this Thanksgiving, and that's what this tape's about from Donnie Baker and the Pork Pistols.
I can't wait.
Tonight we write a new love song. Tonight it's on like Donkey Kong. Excuse me if it goes down, but if it stays hard, you're in Tuggy Town. Whoa, come on, chick, sing with us. Yeah, erections, baby, custom built for you. Come on, do me, honey, before these turn blue. Now and then, I get this feeling. Sometimes it happens for no damn reason. Excuse me, I know it's wrong. The time I got a boner when I met your mom. Oh, yeah, erections, baby, custom built for you. An angel scanner knows just what to do. Erections, baby, custom built for you. And tell your mama there's room for two.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, Donnie.
How good a song is that when it still sounds good? No kidding.
Mom, her mom, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, Angel's mom was fire-ass hot. And Angel sort of looked like Tom Petty's. And her mom looked like that, too, but her mom wore them dark, like them transitional frames. I can't afford them. And so her mom she was hot, too. She sort of resembled a young Mitch Hedberg. So between those two.
Sounds lovely.
He always wore the transitional shades. Good point, Don.
All right. Hold on a second. Morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bob Vila.
Bob Vila, the
Hiya, Bob.
famed home repair host. How's it going, Bob?
Pretty good.
Good. What can we do for you?
Hey, you know, you guys are talking about something that's pretty common.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the home repair guys do it. I do it all the time.
You actually take a nail and pound it into your penis on purpose?
Heck yeah.
Now,
Really?
do you use a nail gun or do you use a regular traditional hammer and nail?
Oh, I'm not a conservative guy. Just use a nail.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I was at the hardware store the other day picking up a nail just for that.
Uh-huh.
And I took it up to the counter. The guy goes, that'll be $1. I go, great. He goes, that'll be $1.04 with tax. I go, tax? Wait, I am kinky?
Tax too.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh, my God.
There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Yeah, I am seeing this girl I went to high school with. And it's
Did
weird.
you meet her at the reunion?
No, we knew like in high school, but like she's older, and it's weird that like if you're not the same grade in high school, it's such a big deal. And when we met, I was a little ninth grader, and she was a cafeteria lady.
And I love that hairnet. Oh man, gets me so
right.
And your name is Moody McCarthy, but you're not called Moody because you were bipolar or this was a nickname you had as a kid.
I don't know. I don't think I had a conversation that messed my head up because my friend's real depressed, and I asked her. I go, what's that like when it's at its worst? And she goes, oh, I just sleep all the time and I don't leave the apartment. I was like, uh-oh. Those are the two things that make me happy. Now I'm depressed that I'm not depressed. I don't know. But I like depressed people. They're easy to be around.
Yeah.
Right? Very low maintenance.
Right.
Uh-huh.
My girlfriend in college, she's depressed, and I used to ask her, I go, hey, what do you want to do today? She's like, nothing. I'm like, done.
So
All
I
right.
felt like a provider. That's great.
Yeah.
The hyper people make me anxious, like, because people assume I want to do whatever they want to do.
Let's go hiking. Let's go backpacking. Let's go ride bikes.
Oh, that'd be great. You do those things?
No, my least favorite question when someone asks you, they don't even tell you what they got lined up. They're like, what are you doing tomorrow morning? I'm like, screening your call.
I know what you're saying.
Nick Griffin's our guest. I'm glad that.
I'm glad everything's okay now. Yeah.
Now, are you dating at all? Do you see anyone? Are you?
No, I don't. I mean, I tried. You know, they're doing that internet dating, which.
Have you tried that?
I have tried it, yeah, but I just don't. I don't see a future in it because there's no story if you do get married with your kids. You know, I was checking the box score and then I double clicked on your mom's head.
Bob and Tom.
Why does he have a different last name?
Well,
welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, chick.
Yeah. There's Josh Arnold.
What happened?
What's wrong with Pat now?
There's Ace Cosby. He left their water running in the men's room again, and he'll say, I wasn't in there.
I caught him in the ladies' room again.
Oh, yeah. Chick, something's happening. It's actually, there's something wrong with that faucet. It's leaking if you leave it all the way on the hot side. If you center it, it stops leaking.
I don't believe it. You and Pat have cooked this up between you.
Wait a minute. Is this one of our bathrooms or is this
Yes,
the big building?
one of ours, yeah.
So Pat actually used one of the proper bathrooms?
No. It had nothing to do with the water running in there.
Nope, not at all.
Pat uses the ladies' room.
Why
in
do
the
you
building.
turn the water on? Why do you turn the water on?
I don't
Because
turn the
you
water on there anymore.
have to wash your hands after you go.
No, Pat used to.
That's not why
Pat used to do it to cover the sound of his own urination or poop.
I am a very shy guy, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
for
like a
gosh
Jackie O.
sakes.
I don't believe
Why are you using the ladies' room?
Because this is where I do my makeup and my hair early in the morning.
Jackie O.
No, but I mean, I've caught you like twice in the last week, early in the morning, coming out of the ladies' room.
Yeah, that's
Why do you like to defile our
I don't
area?
defile anything.
Is there some kinky thing about you can go better if you know that
kinky about it.
men aren't supposed to be in there?
Are you stealing the free ponds?
He's just sick and twisted.
No, it's
just
peaceful,
shy,
isn't it?
yes.
It's probably peaceful and nobody's
No
using
one
it.
goes in there.
Yeah.
I sometimes go in there later in the morning.
Jessica goes in there.
Sometimes you want your own dumper.
Who does?
Jessica.
Oh, yeah, Jessica.
That's because she's a she.
He's a
The world is changing.
No, the world isn't changing. We have unisex bathrooms in this part of the building, and then there's ones that are designated male, female in the other part. I don't care.
You know what?
It's just that at 4 in the morning you're here The only people here are me and you, and you're going to the ladies' room?
Hang on a second. We have a declaration from King Idiot.
He's now King Idiot?
Yeah.
When did the promotion take place?
Go ahead.
I, for one, thank you for using that bathroom because it keeps the others open for the rest of us.
What a kiss ass. Both big lips on his butt.
Okay, well, where were we?
Go in there, it's all running around.
We will put the information about the Field of Dreams bourbon on our various social media platforms. Our social media guy happens to be coaching his wife, who was giving birth today, and I gave him all the information I know about this, which was, well, you can go get ice.
Oh, my gosh.
That's about it.
Don't you have a handout typed up and printed that you give to your friends who are going to have babies like you do when they're buying houses?
I'll have you know that people have been writing me, asking me for my tips on what to do when you move into a new house.
Oh, really?
You know that's from a humorous standpoint.
No, I happen to be a semi-expert on this.
All right, give me one tip. Give me just one tip.
When you first move into a house?
Yeah.
One tip. The washing machine. They make short little metal hoses.
No, they don't. They make the same length hoses. It doesn't have to be short.
Well, if to hook up your washing machine to the wall, get the ones that are reinforced metal. The other ones can burst, and you can be in big trouble. There's one tip. The other one, get a fire extinguisher immediately. Immediately get a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector. Even in an all-electric house, get a carbon monoxide detector.
All right.
Because automobiles can leak in, et cetera, et cetera.
Or just don't leave your car running. That's
Josh,
cheaper.
Josh, you'll find that some of the newer cars, Josh, and I think you're making enough money to buy a proper vehicle. Some of the newer cars are so quiet you don't even know that they're on, and people are accidentally leaving them on.
Well, then that's called survival of the fittest.
Yes.
If you can't figure out your car is running,
natural selection,
maybe you should get run over by your own car.
Well, I've done this.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
We know. But you are not normal.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. It is a good thing.
You're talking to someone who once left a car on a very public intersection and went to an entire NFL game and came back and
Still there running, wasn't
still there, and it would have been anyone could have just hopped in and driven right off. Nice car too.
You don't see anything odd about that.
Left it in a valet.
Almost wears it as a badge of pride.
What if I had done that? What would you tell me? Well, I understand he's very intelligent. He's preoccupied. That's why he did that.
Precisely.
You wouldn't say that to me. You wouldn't say that to me at all.
Remember how hard we laughed yesterday when Pat was struggling with the so-called new paper towels or whatever? And he goes, these are much different than a regular paper towel. And
Tom immediately
after a pause time goes, he's right.
Those are weird paper towels.
They are weird.
They're
the finest.
They're
paper
not
towels.
perforated properly.
They're heavy duty. They're super absorbent.
They're almost cloth.
And if you go up and you can tear easily a slice of paper towel.
And they are the half that you like.
Sheets. I love the
they're
half
like the
sheets.
half
fine.
sheets.
They're
Get the
just
grip of it
fine.
properly.
And I look around the corner, and he's got 30 feet of paper towel.
All true.
Part of it's in his hand. It's all over the refrigerator.
Christy, I don't
like he was crisp.
I don't like to do this. I don't like to do the standard, the difference between men and women, but there is one distinct difference.
What?
Penises and vaginas?
Yeah, there's that. Well,
On that subject,
tab A goes into slot B. Okay.
No,
or is it slot C?
it's hand towels.
What do you mean?
When you ladies outfit a so-called parlor bathroom, if you will.
Oh, I love those.
A powder room?
Powder room, whatever. In other words, at your home, sometimes you'll have a bathroom that's sort of
it's usually a half bath.
not
off
attached to a bedroom.
Right.
And you keep hand towels in there.
Right.
And apparently the purchase of these is based on the way they look, not on absorbency.
Oh, sure.
Because the ones we have are approximately, I would say, their absorbency is the same as aluminum foil. They're made out of some water repelling wool or something.
You don't have the disposable, like the nice little. I have like nice little hand towels that are disposable next to the sink.
Do you think I have any control over anything that happens in that house?
You're right. Why am I asking that?
Yesterday, when Pat was wrestling with the paper towels, it was almost like the paper towels were alive. And they were trying to strangle.
Now, in Pat's defense, they were way up high on top of the fridge, and Pat's
that is an awkward spot.
Way up high.
But they were pushed to the back, and there was stuff in front of them.
No, there wasn't.
Which reminds me, all the stuff in that file cabinet's going off. That's my file cabinet. Get rid of all your crap up there, your peanuts, et cetera, et cetera. It's in the wastebasket today.
You know, if it weren't for peanuts, you wouldn't have peanut butter, mister. So
I do have peanut butter. It's right up there. Okay.
I don't have anything on the file cabinet. Do you have anything on the file?
No,
We know better.
There's candy or something. I'm tossing it.
Candy?
That's where my cereal goes. now we're back to cereal. I'm sorry. Did we have any news we were supposed to get to?
Oh, yeah, sure.
A couple of goofballs.
We should get an island in there, like, so we can sit down and have breakfast.
I wanted a shower.
Why don't we listen to me for just a second?
Like a table.
Shut up. Why don't we all just stay home in the morning? No, listen. We can still do the show with the cameras, but we'll just stay away from each other. Wouldn't that be great? You wouldn't have to put up with us. You could come in here if you want. There won't be anybody in here to mess with your stuff.
I'm liking this a lot more.
I know.
Just me and Ace.
Or Pat, you guys could, grab ass and whatever you do in the mornings.
Sure.
Try to figure out the paper towels.
Try to corral this paper towel situation.
Pat could go to the other building, even though there's no one in here, and use the ladies' room.
He could go out in the front and turn the hose on and piss all over the parking lot.
Do you find that going to the ladies' room when there's no one else in the building
Makes them
gives
feel
you some
pretty.
kind of like you've snuck into the girls' locker room?
No, not at all. It's just a private situation. I grew up with open dumpers.
You're a liar. I don't believe anything he says.
These doors locked, Pat.
I still don't want to go in there.
You're doing fine, Pat. Don't you worry about it. You crud and pee where you feel comfortable.
I think if you asked a professional therapist of some sort, why is it that I have this desire to use the ladies' room?
It's not the ladies' room. It's a privacy issue.
Why don't you use the men's room?
I walked in there once, and he was apparently inspecting how the janitor did because he was sniffing the toilet seat to see if it was clean. I thought that was not where you were going with that.
Oh, boy.
Oh, you guys.
If we could only have one day where Pat would have to tell the truth from the start of the show till the end.
I don't think he lies as much as you think he lies.
Ask him how old he is.
But when he lies,
boy. You ever ask Pat how old he is?
I think
he has to do this math problem.
I do Jackie Gleason.
Well, right now, if you've been enjoying our program, first of all, thank you.
First of all, explain it to us if you're enjoying it.
I know that I'm a big fan of something called the Raycon earbuds. I was using mine again yesterday walking the dogs. I love the Raycon earbuds because they stay in your ear. That's one of the most important things. But also, besides the fact that they sound great, they also immediately hook up when you put them on your ear and boom, right to your phone every time. And they stay hooked up, unlike the expensive ones. And Raycons are half the price of those. So tell me more, Chick McGee.
Raycon wireless earbuds. Their mission to prove that you shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg and maybe another leg for quality sound and all of those essential smart tech listening features we've all come to be familiar with. Raycon, you can even get a pair and a spare and still pay less than you would some of those other big-name tech brands out there. Raycon knows that nowadays every purchase you got to keep an eye on it, kids, and they offer buy now, pay later options. They have an easy and free return guarantee, free domestic shipping, flat fee international shipping, and they also have over 50,000 five-star reviews. And I haven't even talked to you about 8 hours of playback with Raycon's crystal clear call quality and water and sweat resistant. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom today. Get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tom. Score 15% off your Raycon purchase. That's buyraycon.com/Tom.
This is grape nut cereal eating Tom talking.
Yeah?
I love my Raycon earbuds. Okay?
What does that have to do with grape
Because he can hear even while he's chewing grape nuts.
Exactly.
Now,
check them out. They are the best. They have, 50,000 five-star reviews for a reason. Check out the Raycon earbuds. They're a lot. It's amazing that they're better than the ones that cost twice as much, but they are. When we come back, we're going to get to this thing for you, Josh.
Okay.
First of all, I got a great suggestion for your new late-night movie show.
Oh, terrific.
And we got a legit news story about vampire graves, and it's really interesting.
Okay.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Here
Sure.
we go. Last one.
All right.
You guys! I'm sailing away. Set an open course for the Virgin Sea. 'Cause I've got to be free. Free to face the life that's ahead of me. On board, I'm the captain, so climb aboard. We'll search for tomorrow on every shore, and I'll try. Oh Lord, I'll try. Everybody, here we go, Jimmy. To carry on.
Come on, kids, sing with me. Bob and Tom.
A gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope, and this is what they said. They said, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me.
Come on, folks.
Too high. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. We rock it. Come sail away, Jimmy. Come sail away, come sail away with me.
Going up the chords now.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away.
La Bamba. Hoy! Yeah!
I don't know. Let us down.
We're making that up as we go.
Interesting ending.
And he fulfilled another dream by going to Disneyland, where he called the It's a Small World exhibit disappointing. In Stockholm, Sweden, Leif Borg, warning he would blow the courtroom into the air just 10 minutes earlier at his divorce trial, pulled dynamite from his briefcase and set it off, killing himself and seriously wounding his wife's lawyer, severing the lawyer's limbs.
Wow.
Witnesses said the explosion occurred during proceedings to determine how the couple's property would be split. For once, a lawyer got the charge that cost him an arm and a leg.
And on a high one, that a boy.
Good move. Throw away the script and get out.
Bob and Tom, well-meaning, but
Yeah, they're all messed up.
more than slightly confused.
Dave Cooperman is here with us.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Dave, a young guy,
I'm
young
alive.
comedian, good-looking guy, married man, I understand.
I am.
How's
I
that
am.
going?
Right now, I guess we're working on having kids and stuff. And,
Cool.
But we're having some trouble, and she's blaming me because she's not getting pregnant. And I'm like, honey, you realize we actually have to have sex, okay? Screwing with my head will not make you pregnant. How many times I got beat the point home? So we're thinking about, we're talking about kids. Even naming the kid is a challenge if we have one. I want my kid to know he's both Jewish and Chinese. The best I've come up with so far is cha-ching. Maybe lump sum.
Say something about driving on the highway, first of all.
Sure, yeah.
People got to focus. It's scary out there.
Amen.
I was on the highway. A guy next to me is texting while he's driving. I'm like, look at this son of a... And then I hit a car. So I think
it's dangerous.
I think he won that round.
Game, set, match, yeah.
Accident next to me, LOL.
Exactly. OMG.
Can you text and drive?
WTF.
No, I see it all the time.
I can barely see the
I've done
letters
that.
anyway.
I drove by I told you this. I drove by a lady with a book open on her steering wheel.
Reading.
And eating a pizza. Tell me, wait a minute.
You know what?
Pizza.
Lowell Sanders is here with us.
I'm on the road.
Now, Lowell, are you a single man?
Yeah, I left a wife in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I see how it works.
Police should have found her by now. I'm kidding. They won't find her.
Ain't no way. You're that good, aren't you?
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 20.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey.
It's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, chick.
Just left the ladies' room.
Yeah, probably.
With water running all over the floor.
You can introduce King Idiot.
Not me. It wasn't me. I don't even use the bathroom anymore. I take my bladder out and clean it in the sink.
By the way, your bladder's in the sink.
Classic punchline.
Another tagline.
Wait a minute.
There's Josh Arnold.
Well, it's kind of
Something
a punchline.
No, we can't say the punchline.
No, we can't.
There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
What about King Idiot?
Who's King Idiot?
Ladies and gentlemen, another proclamation. We need a King Idiot.
I think.
Here's the thing.
Why is Josh an idiot?
A chick just dubbed him King
Hang
Idiot.
on just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, now the King and Queen Idiots.
I can absolutely be an idiot.
Oh, I can
as I've
too,
proven
but-
many, many times.
Okay, well, Josh, we were talking to Drew Storen about his new bourbon that is actually brewed from the corn from the field from the famous movie, The Field of Dreams. It's really cool. And someone has suggested, we've been talking about you becoming a late-night horror movie host.
Yeah, that'd be fun, huh?
You rejected my idea of becoming Count Jacula, but because you want to have something a little more family-friendly.
Sure, yeah. Introduce the youngins to some horror.
Someone says Josh should make bourbon from the set of The Children of the Corn.
Yes. When you drink it, you want to kill all the adults in town.
Oh.
That's what they did.
Scary.
Oh, I could call it He Who Drinks Behind the Rose. This is all getting very nerdy now.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, speaking of that sort of thing,
Leads me to this story.
listen to this, Josh.
A vampire cemetery has been discovered in a Polish village. According to the First News, workers discovered the mass grave during a road construction project. Archaeologists noticed many of the bodies showed signs of anti-vampire practices.
Whoa.
Common in Kashubia in the 19th century. The remains indicated the villagers had dug up their relatives, cut off their heads, placed them between the deceased's legs with a coin in the mouth.
Good.
One of the coins dated 1846.
Kashubia must have had a scourge.
Yeah, Kashubia is a scary place, apparently. Bricks were also placed near the legs, arms, and heads of some of the bodies.
Yeah.
So when they buried them for the first time, it was a normal burial, but then
They dug them back up.
They would dig them back up.
They must have learned something.
Why would, that is just weird.
I appreciate their efforts. Otherwise, there could be vampires running around.
So did they think their relatives were vampires? Or do you do
They
this
must have
to-
thought their blood was tainted with that of a vampire.
Or do you do that to prevent the vampire from taking you?
This?
Yeah.
You prevent them from coming back from being the undead.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to stay dead.
Gotcha.
Okay, this article says it gives us a grim glimpse into the dark practices prevalent in the region during the period where belief in the return of the dead from their graves was met with extreme measures to prevent vampiric visitations.
Yeah, nobody needs that.
Wow, it's the lead archaeologist said, we discovered examples of belief in the dead returning from the grave that could only be stopped by decapitation.
Yes.
See, I would be more concerned if they opened up all the graves and there was no bodies in there.
Oh, that would have been real scary.
That would be
They would have
something.
known it. They were too late.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because, vampires they sleep in, some of the lore is that they sleep in the soil. They sleep in dirt. So
they don't have to go back to their coffin.
To bury them is just to make them a nice grave, bed, yeah.
But how are they going to get out? All that dirt.
They're vampires.
Oh, my gosh, they can claw their way out. Sure.
That's going to mess up their tuxedos, though.
You think all vampires wear tuxedos? I don't know.
Well, these ones are all wearing bowling shirts.
That makes as much sense as what you're blathering about, king idiot.
I'll have you know that they're saving lives by doing this kind of thing. We should be doing it today.
A coin in their mouth?
This isn't that ghastly. My dad, when he died, they burned him to ashes. So think about that.
Yeah.
That's as ghastly as this.
By the way,
can we talk about anything else?
I went with my own father.
This graveyard, they discovered there were 450 people buried there.
Wow.
Many of them with their heads, but that's so odd.
Did they check their teeth? They got to check their teeth.
See if they're fangs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fangs for the memories.
Okay. This says, I'm confused by this sentence. It says, it was believed that if a member of the deceased families died shortly after the funeral, then he or she could be a vampire.
Oh, my.
So who's the vampire? The one who died previously or the one who recently died?
I don't know. But
then they would dig them up. It must be the one who'd already previously died. They would dig them up and put the head between their legs with a coin in their mouth.
Perhaps they thought the person who died second was the fledgling of the master.
Maybe.
So, all fascinating, all very important.
Oh, God. Yikes. Well, we can move forward.
They're doing good work.
They sure were. In fact, practices we should be doing today. I don't know why we're not. Zombie-proofing and vampire-proofing are dead.
How does a vampire shave?
He can't use a mirror. He has to do it by feel.
Yeah, exactly. He has to Stevie Wonder it.
Yeah.
Yep. He has to Tommy it. Plays a mean pinball.
I see. Okay.
Well, on Behind the Shadows, or what we do behind the shadows, they don't shave. They have those full beards. They don't take the time to shave.
No.
I always liked a clean-shaven Dracula and with a tux or tails. And then I always liked Frankenstein. I said this many years ago. Frankenstein, especially the Frankenstein monster, not the doctor. The Frankenstein monster had that Don Johnson look where he would wear a T-shirt with a nice sport coat.
Yeah. Of course.
You could dine at any restaurant.
He also clean-shaven. I bet it'd be tough to shave around those bolts.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be.
The bolts in his neck.
That can't be easy.
That was a nice touch, I thought.
It sure was.
Kind of like something you could see in like Popular Mechanics. Could you get me a
it is kind of
ratchet set?
They can bring him back from the dead, but they had to have the bolts hanging out of his neck. They had to have some point of conduction. I don't know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, okay.
Christy, do you find the vampires sexy? You would be ravaged by one?
Yeah, they can be very sexy.
They're very sexual.
I think it's the
Tom Cruise movie, wasn't he? Was in a
The Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Kissing in the neck, stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're usually very handsome, dressed very well.
Yeah.
I have a question.
I mean, Barnabas Collins, look at him. He was, what?
There was a movie called Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, yeah.
If they're making the sequel, it's called Podcast with a Vampire. It's very long.
You can kind of not hear it. 6-hour movie.
If you'd like to live like a vampire, this is a stretch. A former mine in Wales now hosts the world's deepest hotel.
Fangs for the... Oh.
Set deep within a section of an abandoned slate mine.
No, thank you.
A deep sleep hotel located 1,375 feet under the mountains of Snowdonia.
Okay, is that a real place?
No, it's where Groucho Marx was the dictator.
Snowdonia. According to Oddity Central, guests may traverse steep and challenging terrain through old mine shafts, derelict bridges, and slack lines to access the hotel.
Wow.
Upon arrival, you're treated to a warm drink and an expedition-style meal before retiring for a, quote, deep sleep. At $688 a night, the hotel offers running water, electricity, and even Wi-Fi.
And a parakeet.
Oh, no kidding. Did you get a tan in your vacation? No, I got black lung. I could never do this.
God, me either.
They're creepy. Nope.
You got claustrophobia? No way.
You've got to crawl. What did they say? Crawl over derelict bridges?
Yeah.
Jeez. Chick, you lived in West Virginia for a while. Did you ever?
Did you ever get in a mine?
A lot of derelict bridges there.
But did you ever go down in a mine?
Coal mine?
Not. No,
they have
that
them.
Freaks me out, man. I
Yeah.
know they do. Yeah, real deep ones.
My grandfather was a coal miner. No,
Miles.
thank you.
Miles underground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, this is an attractive thing for people to go that far down under the.
Well, people are paying $688 a night, Tom. So
Any reviews on this thing?
I'll have to look it up.
What is
Yelp.
it? Does it give a name?
Deep Sleep Hotel.
Should be Motel Deep 6.
Was it?
We'll keep the
parakeet a chirping.
We'll keep the miners
keep
hat.
the-
Miners hat lantern on for you.
On the opposite end of this, South Korean officials detained a British man who climbed halfway up the world's 5th tallest skyscraper in Seoul, South Korea, with only his bare hands.
How did he do that?
The Seoul Fire Agency said more than 90 emergency police and other personnel were dispatched to the 123-story Lot World Tower.
Otoke.
After the
That's
man
how in
was.
Korean.
It's what?
How?
Oh, Lot?
Otoke.
Lotto.
What?
Otoke means how. So somebody would look up and see this guy climbing. Otoke.
I didn't introduce you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's King Idiot.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Man was spotted
Do it
scaling
again.
the building and had reached.
Otoke.
Can you introduce him again?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's King Idiot.
How in Korean is otoke. So they would look up.
Sorry, King Idiot's only allowed to have a short
I didn't know he
phrase.
had an outro.
Sorry.
The man reached the 72nd floor, which is about 1,020 feet high.
72 floors in the building.
Before officials took him into a gondola lift and moved him inside the building.
Oh.
South Korean media identified the man as free climber George King Thompson, who had allegedly wished to base jump from the top of the building.
There you go, Tom.
King Thompson was arrested in 2019 after scaling the Shard in London, the UK's tallest skyscraper at 1,017 feet. The owners of the building pressed charges against him for trespassing at the time. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison. He served 3. And in 2021, he climbed the 36-story Stratosphere Tower.
This is just terrifying. There's a picture of this guy just
with
hanging
his
off the
hands.
side of this building.
That is scary.
It looks like there's nothing to grip. I don't know what he's holding on to.
Stratosphere seems taller than 36 stories.
It does.
Doesn't it?
You fall from about 4, you're pretty much toast, right?
I would think.
Yeah, 2.5 probably. Yeah. If you land wrong.
Yeah.
You got to land with your feet.
That's right.
So you're ready to go.
Don't you have to tuck and roll, or is that something else?
Now, another segue would be from the vampire bones
To the
this
flute.
to the this is really interesting.
Researchers have discovered 12,000-year-old flutes that may be the world's oldest wind instruments.
Now here's Greg Lauren with Flute Your Flute.
Hang on. It's time for King Idiot.
Go ahead, King Idiot. What were you going to say?
There's Flute Man Greg.
I didn't play your music yet, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got his music. Time now for King Idiot.
I'm sure Greg Warren, Flute Your Flute. Made up friend.
Made up friend. I'm Tom, and you're
I'm sorry.
my made-up
These are what is it? Flutes made of what?
I hadn't gotten there yet.
Bone? Is it bone?
The prehistoric flutes made from small bird bones were discovered in what is now northern Israel.
Bird bones?
I've seen a skin flute, but a bone.
You know, I've heard of a bonophone.
Yeah, you played the bone flute at band camp, did you? There, Joe?
The Natafins, the Near
What'd you
Eastern
say?
Natafins, the Near Eastern civilization that lived on the site.
Why are you continuing on like that's a word?
Natafin.
Hey, hurry it up. We got to get to Greg Warren.
I may
Near
just play the man song.
Eastern civilization.
Don't throw
Oh, it was Sean Murray's 70th birthday the other day.
All right.
Yeah, I saw somebody threw a surprise party for him.
That's a shame he made that.
The Near Eastern civilization lived on the site between 13,000 and 9,700 BC and are believed to have used the flutes for hunting, music, or to communicate with the birds themselves. How do you, what did they allure
they play the flute and they become enhanced, enchanted by the flute music.
And the animals come to
and
them.
They just stare.
The bones produce a similar sound to certain birds of prey when someone blows air into them.
They found, if you keep reading, they found a tattered copy of Bird Bone Flute by Mel Bay.
How about that?
Teaching you how to play hot cross buns on the bonaphone. You know, long day of woolly mammoth hunting, and you go back to the cave and grab your bone flute. And
yeah. Fun.
How many times have you gone back to the cave, Josh, and grabbed the old bone flute?
Oh, yeah. Blow into that to get things happening.
Let's just blow into this.
Play a little bit of something for the lady. Don't just grab her by the hair and throw her down.
Oh, my.
Something like that.
Hotsy-totsy.
Beachgoers in Florida.
So we're not going to play Flute Man, Greg?
I think we all have it memorized. Go ahead, Christian.
Here's your flute, Greg.
We'll begin tomorrow's show with it.
Huey
Tainted it.
Baker to play my flute.
Huey Baker, right?
Flute, Greg. Hit him with your flute.
Oh, your friend Nick had high shoulders, didn't he?
No, Nick.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Any other pretend friends yet in school, Greg?
It's unbelievable.
I looked up Huey Baker. Never existed.
It's a fine piece. Beloved piece, I would say.
I've met Huey Baker.
Stairway to heaven.
Do people call him, does he really talk Flute Manish?
Flute Manish?
Wait, does Huey Baker speak the way...
What do you actually want to say?
Does he talk like the Flute Man character?
No, no, not really. Huey's a great dude. He's a very nice man.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry.
There's a little bit of it. I know what you're doing.
I'm trying to get King Idiot in trouble.
King Idiot! All right.
Okay, at this point, I think we should...
I hope that doesn't stick.
Lloyd of
Next time I'm in Target. Hey, King Idiot!
It's already stuck.
Yeah, boy.
I've already forgotten. What was Chick's new persona? What was it again?
Big Party.
Big Party. That's gone by the wayside
when
after 3 days.
I put up that picture of me and Ellie on Instagram at the Braves game, there people were commenting, Atlanta can't handle the Big Party. It's pretty good. I think it's not caught on.
Well, no, just around the corner, of course.
Sorry to bother you.
It's
Dad's Day.
Father's Day. And the clock is ticking. You got to do this right now. Pay attention. Omaha Steaks wants you to give your dad a present that your dad wants, and that, of course, is Omaha Steaks. Josh, tell me more.
How would you describe your father? Perfectly aged, always tender? Well, that's how we describe Omaha Steaks. Man, they're so delicious. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks, they've made it easy to put a smile on old dad's face this summer with hand-selected packages. Head over to omahasteaks.com. Now, this is STEAKS. I know we've been talking vampires, but it's not that kind of steak.
Right.
This is
a good steak, the kind they eat.
Every time you wander out here, you get in trouble.
Use promo code BTS at checkout. Get
Dear Bob and Tom Show, why were you talking about vampires during our special announcement?
Get $30 off your qualifying order at omahasteaks.com.
I bet they eat their steaks rare. What do you think?
Vampires?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You've never had a vampire style?
No.
Packages can include fork tender, bacon-wrapped filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breasts.
Those aren't fork marks. Those are vampire marks.
Yes. Tines didn't make those holes. Fangs did.
Yeah.
Oh.
I could have time in a bottle.
They also have...
I read about it in the New York Times. They have a cover story.
This is all terrible.
I can make this real easy. Your dad does not want a tie. He wants steaks. And if you play this the right way, you can go over to the house and help him eat the steaks. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. And maybe he'll have steaks, burgers, jumbo franks.
If he lives out of town, you can get him a great gift and let him enjoy the steaks.
Yes, whether he's your father, father-in-law, a father figure, the vampire next door, he's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him the most. This Father's Day, show him the love with the only gift as unforgettable as he, the mouth-watering perfection of Omaha Steaks. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use code BTS at checkout. You're going to get $30 off an unforgettable gift, guaranteed to make Dad's day. Because look, if there's one thing we know, listen to King Idiot, it's that dads want steak. That's omahasteaks.com, code BTS at checkout. I, King Idiot, decree it to be the finest Father's Day gift out there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omaha Steaks. When we come back, we will have King Idiot weighing in on
many things.
Important things in the world of history, and et cetera. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today.
I was part of the team that launched the first low salt, low sugar peanut butter into the category. It was called Simply Jif. It was targeted towards diabetics. I wanted to call it type 2 peanut goo, but yeah, of course you don't feel good, Greg. You ate an entire rotisserie chicken at 11:30 at night. You shoved the whole thing in your fat face in 6 minutes, Greg. I think you ate the rubber band that holds a legs together. Man, come on. My birth certificate? That document is 54 years old. I also don't have the Declaration of Independence. Because I don't know if you've ever seen an organic peanut butter kid go off the deep end. It is not pretty. Okay, these kids, they spend 18 years eating it, then they go off to college. They have one bite of a Jif sandwich. 6 weeks later, they're passed out on a park bench with Nutter Butters all over their face.
Rundy Gundy. The answer is?
The answer is sputum samples.
Sputum samples.
Exactly.
The question.
What do you call someone who's a spitting image of junior samples? Answer is?
Yes.
Kenmore Weed Whacker.
Kenmore Weed Whacker.
Yes.
Oh, no.
What did Barbie yell as she made love with Ken in the tool shed? The answer is aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Yes.
The question. Tough envelope.
What does the coat girl say to Sammy Davis right after she says, hat, sir? The answer is Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
What happens when Stevie Wonder tries to shave himself?
Hey, this is comedian Ron White, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
We have just a few more minutes with Kid Rock. And do you have a pre-show ritual of any kind? That's something that would be like a sports guy might put his socks on a certain way. Do you have
Two blondes and a sandwich?
Or a blonde sandwich.
Or a blonde sandwich.
I'm not going to put words in Mr. Rock's mouth.
Not really, but this tour, since we got Reverend Run on with us, we always say a prayer, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's great. You know, we say a prayer, and then I go out and sing like Devil Without a Cause, and I want to, like, I'm never going to sing it again.
Well, go forth and multiply.
Attendance at church would be a lot better if they did that. Is there often with bands, there'll be one particular country, one like oddball country, where they're gigantic. Do you have any particular spots where you're bigger than elsewhere?
Yep, Louisville.
It's right next to Liechtenstein, isn't it? Yeah.
It's this weird country called Kentucky. Tennessee.
He is Ryan Stout,
Hello,
very
Ryan.
handsome young man. Ryan, you're a clean cut looking young
Absolutely.
guy.
Well, I'm not clean cut, but no profanities for me. I mean, I'm just I would use it if I thought it was shocking, but I don't think it's shocking anymore. You know, because the profanity, it's everywhere now. It's everywhere.
That's true.
You can't even rent like a nice adult film where a man and another man and maybe a woman have consensual sex in front of a camera without one of the three spewing out profanities. It's awful. It's all F me and my A and S. And it's disgusting, all right?
Blank me now.
I'd like to sit down with my niece and nephew, Jenna and Jameson, in a family environment and watch a nice orgy flick without turning them into potty mouths. Is that so much to ask, America? Where is the FCC when you need them?
Amen.
Folks?
You raise a good point.
Where's your head, America?
Turn it up. Turn it up. Ball with the ball, the bang, digga, 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 said the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie, say cowboy with the top laid back and the sunshine shining. Sipping on gin and juice. Drop it like it's hot, drop it. Turn it up, Dusty.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are two of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I work the state fair.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show at the news. It's Christy Lee.
Jesus.
That was King Idiot sneezing. There's Pat Godwin.
I declare allergies to be real.
That was Josh Arnold.
Hi.
King Idiot. There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much.
Willie did not call us. Did not.
Do you let the guy sleep in? He had a party last night. He enjoyed himself.
Man, it must be great to have
3 days off.
Dad has.
No, that's work.
He did look like he was having fun, though.
Well, that's the whole point.
Good.
He saw the NBA Finals, although his bet didn't come through. He had made a $40 bet quite a while ago that Miami would take it all, and that would have turned into $4,000, but it was not to happen.
It was exciting, though.
The Nuggets won last evening. So,
Yep, and here's how the game sounded last night.
Has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
Tyrell Williams, he beats Cox.
Yeah, and somebody's going to get that gobbler at the end of this game, too. Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Diggs gets a much-needed blow.
He's a thick wide receiver who is powerful from the waist down.
You have to like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
Wow.
Really well.
It's called Out of Context Radio. These great announcers are... No. Ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Hey, what did the hot dog call his wife?
What did the hot dog call his wife?
Honey bun.
That was Ace Cosby.
Set up funnier than the punchline.
I mean, a talking hot dog that's married.
Yes. Hey, honey. I have so many questions. What was the ceremony like?
We're in a hurry.
Little baby hot dogs.
Speaking of hot dogs.
They have Vienna sausages, I bet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
How about those Jumbo Franks at Omaha Steaks? Well, go to omahasteaks.com.
Those hogs are huge.
Use code BTS at checkout. Get $30 off an unforgettable gift guaranteed to make Dad's Day. Omaha Steaks, because if there's one thing we know, it's that dads want steak.
Time now for Today in History.
This is weird. In 1920, the U.S. Post Office said children cannot be sent via parcel post.
They can't anymore? Oh, boy.
Were they before?
But, what do we know about something like this?
It must have, someone must have tried doing
have
it.
been a problem.
Oh, my
They were
goodness.
mailing children.
Well, it was 1920.
Absolutely.
They were mailing them to factories. So they could
stay
work,
in there, you
which
keep
actually
your mouth shut.
some people are doing that today, sadly. Here's a nice one. This is a happy story. 1958, Frank Zappa, the great musician, graduated from Antelope Valley High School in Lancaster, California.
Is there a more overrated musician?
What?
I can't.
Frank Zappa?
I can't think of
Oh,
one.
Frank was a great player.
No, he wasn't. Just odd,
completely
strange,
Graduated.
and leaning on. You don't get me because.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You don't get me.
He graduated Zappa cum laude. Does that make it feel better?
How about that?
Let's see now. Zappa.
I always see Moon Zappa too as just covered with acne. I don't know why I remember that.
1969, the great Mick Taylor joins the Rolling Stones and helps
beginning
them,
of the end.
helps them make. Oh no, not at all.
The best Mick to ever be in the Rolling Stones.
No. But
I don't
no.
think so.
Can't you hear me knocking? Listen to that riff and tell me that it wasn't a great. Yeah,
What's
that's
my favorite Stones album? You know this.
Sticky Fingers?
Not the overrated
No,
Exile.
we play footsie and listen to Exile on Main Street. Yeah.
No,
That's my
overrated. Let's see. In 1983, NASA's Pioneer 10 becomes the first man-made object to leave the solar system.
Allegedly, huh?
What about Fast and Furious 10? Where did that go?
Did you know in Fast and Furious 9 they go to space?
They do?
They drive a car in space. I'm not lying.
I have to watch it now.
Yes, you do.
Where did we leave off? We went to one for the.
We went to 8. We did not see.
Was that
9
the tornado or the torpedo one?
Oh yeah.
He kicks the torpedo out of the way.
Yeah.
Now this one's for you, Ace. Born in 1892, Basil Rathbone.
Oh, the greatest Sherlock Holmes.
The greatest Sherlock Holmes.
I would have
Very
bet
good.
anything it was about an African American person. This
Why?
one's for you, Ace.
Tom will tend to.
I've got a lot of those old Sherlocks on DVD. Only with Basil.
Do you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, those were good, right?
Yeah.
There's another guy. What's the other guy's Sherlock Holmes name? It was Basil, and there was another one.
Many.
Mandrake.
Hundreds.
Mandrake.
Louis Mandrake.
I think it was.
Okay. Was there a porno, The Wrath of Bone?
Wrath of Bone?
With a guy in a Sherlock cap going
You
in.
think in the porno industry they went, we need a real Basil Rathbone. You know what porno fans are clamoring for? A spoof
Literature.
of Basil Rathbone.
Yes.
Elementary school, my dear Watson. Yeah.
Happy
that's
birthday
good.
to the great Tim Allen, old friend of the show, great comedian and actor. Terrific actor.
Stuck up.
Not at all.
He is a good guy.
Born in 1968, the musician, he's also been in here a couple times, David Gray.
Oh, yeah.
When was David Gray in here?
He's been in here twice.
Really?
Yeah, sitting
Do you
right
remember
there.
him?
I went to his show.
yes.
I liked it. You weren't here when you were here.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you meant, do I
like
remember
David
him?
Gray.
I remember he had some singles out that were good.
I love David Gray. I saw him in concert, but I don't remember.
Babylon? Is that?
Yeah, I would have had someone to wake me up. If
Yeah,
you would have
David Gray. He sounds like a combination of Jack Black and Barry White. David Gray.
Wow.
Time now for things we learned today on the Bob and Tom Show. Pam Dauber and Mark Harmon are married and in the swingers club.
Oh, well, we don't know about that.
Tom wanted a shower installed here in the building for years and years. Apparently it hasn't happened yet, but if he has anything to say about it, it will happen. Is that right?
We got room.
Where? Where would you put a shower?
We could do a group
Well, we have a
shower back over there.
building back here.
You guys are going to get all of us in trouble for mouthing off.
Turn off the AM, turn it into a 3-part show.
Christy has never seen the Pinewood Derby, the Soapbox Derby, or the Field of Dreams.
Nope.
She doesn't know what any of them are.
Now I do. Now I know what all three are. I'm very excited about seeing Field of Dreams.
We learned about a new town in Scotland.
And don't forget, there is toxic scum and twat.
Yep.
Yes.
Twat, Scotland.
Yeah, how about that?
T-W-A-T-T.
And Josh did apologize to me because he likes Raisin Bran now.
Yes.
Do they have a university in Twat?
They do.
Could we get some sweatshirts?
The College of Underwriters in the nation of Twat.
Okay, thank you very much. And we will post on our social media links if you're interested in Drew Storen's beautiful bourbon that is honoring the great movie Field of Dreams.
I used to babysit for him.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.